Having vanquished the Vikings a week ago, Tampa Bay is now 4-4 and back in the playoff hunt. The journey here has been a struggle, but it finally appears the Bucs have found their game.
Let's get back to having fun. Let's go out and run the ball. Let's go out and hit them.
The pounding of Pittsburgh was authored by Tennessee's Eddie George, and tonight the 4-4 Oilers look for the sequel in Tampa Bay.
And they're coming off a big win. We're coming off a big win. We're going to go out and battle for 60 minutes, and let's see who's standing up there.
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tennessee Oilers on ESPN's Sunday Night Football.
On ESPN. Let's launch this thing now.
Tampa, Florida on a beautiful night for football, and this is its newest crown jewel. Raymond James Stadium, where tonight a sellout crowd of over 66,000 is here to cheer on their Buccaneers. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann. It's great to have you with us. Our friend and colleague Paul McGuire is feeling a little bit under the weather, and he can't be with us tonight. Paul, get well soon. We want you back in a hurry. For our game tonight, Tennessee has won 3 of its last 4 to pull even at the halfway mark. They dominated the Steelers a week ago, 41-31. And they've done it on the strength of the running of Eddie George. He has 4 straight 100-yard games, and Jeff Fisher is going to give him every opportunity to make it 5 in a row tonight, because running the football is Tennessee's best chance to win this game. And Joe, if that scenario sounds familiar for the 4-4 Bucs, it's because they want to do exactly the same thing.
They really do, Mike. They would love to get Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunn on the same track they had them last week against Minnesota. Both of them got over 100 yards. But I think that's going to be very difficult tonight, because Jeff Fisher's defense is going to put 8 people around the line of scrimmage. It's going to be up to Trent Dilfer to make plays with his arm. Trent Dilfer is going to have to find receivers down the field. And Tony Dungy told us earlier this year he expected Dilfer to win 3 or 4 football games by himself. This is one tonight.
All right, Joe, the season's second half begins tonight for Warwick Dunn and the Bucs and the Oilers' Aaron McNair on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
We don't build commuter cars or get you to work fast pinstriped cars. We don't build cars, period. We build the 205 horsepower, get out of town fast Isuzu Rodeo. Because there's more to life than the daily commute.
Oh, ticket, sir?
I just need to tell my cousin that 1-800 collects 10 cents a minute every evening.
I'm sorry.
Oh! I forgot to tell you, when you call me, use 1-800-COLLECT.
What else would I use?
1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening.
How to speak Australian. Touch football. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Let's go down to the sideline. Our colleague Solomon Wilcots with head coach Tony Dungy.
Thank you, Mike. Tony, you have 2 similar teams here tonight, both with identical records. You want to run the ball on offense and play hard-nosed defense. What can we expect tonight? Will it come down to a war of wills?
I think it will. Whoever can play their game the best is going to win it. We have a lot of respect for Houston, and it's going to be real physical.
Now, you won last week without your 2 starting cornerbacks. Both will be out tonight. So will your strong safety, John Lynch. Can Lightning strike twice, or are you concerned about your secondary?
Well, we're banged up back there, but we told our front seven, we really challenged them. They're the healthy guys. They got to do it for us tonight.
All right, good luck tonight,
Thanks
Coach.
a lot.
And Mike, Tony, Dungy, and the Buccaneers, they have yet to lose a game here at Raymond James Stadium. Tonight, they'll try to improve their home record to a perfect 5-0.
All right, Solomon, thanks. We'll check back with you soon. Jeff Fisher in his 5th year at the Oilers' helm. 3-1 on the road this year, and his club really needs this one tonight. Tampa will get the football. Anthony back into the end zone. They'll take it at the 20. For the Bucs offense, Trent Dilfer's numbers down from last season's career year, but still coming off a very efficient performance last week. The offensive mindset, pound the football. Dunn and Allstott have combined for almost 900 yards on the ground. The strength of the offensive line is run blocking, especially with the veteran Gruber and Mayberry, the first Buck lineman ever selected to the Pro Bowl. Allstott, the up back in the eye. Play action by Dilfer. Allstott in the flat. Allstott bangs his way out to the 45 where Steve Jackson had to take him down.
You make people believe that you're going to run the football. Everybody starts thinking you run the football. So what do? You come out with play action. Good fake to Dunn. Dilfer just gets it to Allstott in the flat. Now Big Mike turns it up. One-on-one. It's no contest.
If anybody ever played like Riggins and Zonka, it's Allstott. 1st and 10 near the 45. Allstott the single setback this time. He'll get the carry, maybe a yard. For the Oilers defense up front, Walker leads the line in tackles. Evans has gone from practice squad player to starter. The linebackers make a lot of plays. Bowden playing in the middle of the leading tackler. Robinson is back for his second tour with the Oilers. A good, though unheralded secondary. Lewis a ball hawk and Bishop a physical safety counted on, especially tonight, for his run support. Blaine Bishop gained about 15 pounds this year, so he'd be better in run support after losing it a year ago because they moved him around so much. Warwick Dunn on the draw. Nailed by Bishop right in the hole.
That tells you how physical this game is going to be tonight. Both safeties love to play up around the line of scrimmage. That time you saw Blaine Bishop come and fire up to take on Warwick Dunn one-on-one. Bishop creeps up a little bit, reads the run. Here he comes, just buries it right inside. That's about 4 yards, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And if you don't want to hit or be hit, you better leave. 3rd and 5. Jaquez Green comes into the lineup. Anthony in motion. Here comes the blitz, and there was movement up front.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Starting right guard Frank Middleton.
One of the things Trent Dilfer wanted to do tonight is he wanted to vary his count a little bit because Tennessee likes to bring a lot of pressure. They like to get off the ball quick. So he wanted to go quick counts, long counts. When your team starts jumping off sides, it makes it a little difficult to vary the count.
3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers this time and 2 backs. Here comes the blitz again. They pick it up. Dilfer with time. Completes it to the 42-yard line, and Bert Emanuel has the 1st down.
Trent Dilfer, when he gets time to throw the football, can be very effective. The offensive line does a nice job of picking up people. There they pull. The end comes off. Look at the set in the pocket. Emanuel comes out of the move right on time. The ball's up in the air.
And you're always talking about throwing lanes. That was a perfect lane to throw through. Back to the I formation. Play action again. Dilfer dumps it off. He's down Anthony. Riddell Anthony gains 9 to the Oiler 33.
Trent Dilfer, if you take a look at his face mask, it's a little different than the ones he's worn in the past. That is the face mask off of Terry Bradshaw's helmet that he wore in Super Bowl 10. Bradshaw and Dilfer talked this week, and Trent wanted to go back and be an old-time football player, and he felt that the nostalgic aspect of that face mask would help him. He's a traditionalist, and Terry sent him the helmet, and now he's wearing it.
He wanted to wear your single bar, but the NFL has outlawed that. Done. Nice job of changing direction and getting the first down.
Obviously, Mike, the league doesn't have a sense of humor. That is what you have to be careful with Warrick Dunn. He's going to start in one direction, and then he's going to come back. It's going to be very important that Tennessee stays disciplined in their lanes. Here they do a good job of filling, and you see Steve Jackson.
Warrick Dunn, who gained over 100 yards a week ago, as did Alstott, a team record 246 yards on the ground last week against Minnesota. Dunn, another cutback. Picks up about 3. The ball came out, but after the whistle. Well, maybe not. The Oilers signaling they have it, and nothing from the official yet. Now they're talking it over.
Hasn't necessarily been a stellar day today in the National Football League. Watching some of the games from an officiating standpoint. There, take a look at the play. Dunn starts to cut in. All right, there goes the ball.
Oh, it's fumbled.
If you're watching this football game as a player or as an official, you have to see that ball come out, and it should be Tennessee's football. I mean, there will be absolutely no reason why it shouldn't be Tennessee's football.
Wasn't even close to being down. Joe Bowden pounced on it.
And I won't make the issue that replay would help because it's a moot point.
Oh,
but
go
still,
ahead.
It would be an aid.
The whistle blew when the ball was loose.
Oh, no.
It's the offensive team's ball.
This is
second down.
That's a bad break for Tennessee, Mike. I mean, they did everything they had to do, and Jeff Fisher has every right to be aggravated. The league will send him a letter earlier this week apologizing, but it just doesn't help when you're trying to win games. Take a look at this. That ball is out. There's no question. Who is watching this football game? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What official's watching this game?
It is the old inadvertent whistle. 2nd and 12. Another blitz. They pick it up beautifully again. Dilfer has this one knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Walker, who leads the down lineman in tackles, got a hand on that one.
I believe, Mike, if you're the Buccaneers, you'll run the ball, you'll use your play action. You can only try and throw the ball 5 or 6 yards down the field as much as they're trying. Sooner or later, they're going to have to put it down a little bit deeper. Mike Shula is going to have to take some shots down the field.
Another 4 wide receiver set as Green has come back in. All-out blitz. Dilfer unloads a very short completion. Only to the 29-yard line to Riddell Anthony. Samari Roll, the rookie out of FSU, made the tackle, and this will bring up a field goal try.
There's a case in long yardage. You go after the quarterback, you make him throw it short and quick, and make the tackle.
Michael Husted, who's hit 8 out of 11 this year, comes on to try a 46-yard field goal. Boy, did we see a bunch of long field goals at least tried today, many at the end of the game. He's got the distance down the pipe. Michael Husted connects from 46. Jeff Fisher feels he should have had that football.
This is a world only a few know well. A world of risk and uncertainty, where the roads can take you to success or prosperity, or sometimes to no place at all. This is the financial world,
For decades, banks and investment firms of mountainous size have ruled the land. Yet, high above the horizon, another mountain has risen. A mountain called First Union. With 16 million customers, the nation's 8th largest brokerage and 6th largest bank. For a new perspective of the financial world, come to the mountain called First Union. Or if you prefer, the mountain will come to you.
At BASF, we don't make the boat, we make it faster. We don't make the safety seat, we make it more comfortable. We don't make the studio, we make it quieter. We don't make the golf clubs, we make them more powerful. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Thursday Night Football. Thursday night primetime, Joe Hamilton and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets come into a hostile environment in Death Valley.
Thursday game night at 7:30, followed by Georgia Tech versus Clemson at 8, Thursday on ESPN.
This is a gorgeous stadium. Raymond James Stadium holds over 66,000. Just a beautiful creation here, replacing the big sombrero, thank goodness.
Mike, we've been around the league, but this place is the prettiest I have seen.
This is great. Guilford led his team to a field goal. Husted kicking it away. That's Mike Archie at the 5. And stop at the 20. Got a timeout with 8:48 to go in the quarter. 3-0 Bucks.
It's the truck event of the season with a huge overstock selection for the best inventory of the year. Your Texas Ford dealer offers the first ever truck season. It's the best time to buy a new Ford truck, like a new 4-door F-150 Super Cab, or get a 98 F-150 with low 1.9% financing, which can save you over $2,600 over 36 months.
I'm crazy about National Ford Truck Season.
See your Texas Ford dealer today, home of the #1 selling cars and trucks in Texas.
It's Rent Town in Seguin, where you have the choice of 12 months rent to own.
And that means big savings for you.
Plus, there's no down payment, no credit check, and free delivery.
Rent Town has the largest selection with over 3,800 square feet of quality brand name furniture, appliances, TVs, VCRs, and stereos.
So hurry in and save now at Rent Town, the home of 12 months rent to own. 410 East Court in Seguin.
Te habla español.
At Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, the time to buy just got better. $2,000 rebates on 98 Neons, $1,500 rebates on 98 Stratus, Sierras, and Breezes, or interest rates as low as 1.9%. $1,000 rebates on all 1998 full-size Ram Tough trucks, plus an additional $500 rebate to qualified Farm Bureau members. So hurry to Wyatt Arp Truck Center at 123 Bypass or Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Seguin at Highway 46 and 90, where we keep shooting down them high big city prices.
Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Rogaine Extra Strength for Men, by First Union, your guide to the financial world, by Adidas, and by Midas. For quality service, visit your neighborhood Midas today. 3-0 Bucks. Midway through the first quarter, we are in Tampa Bay, and there is the pirate ship. 103 feet replica of an 1800 pirate ship down in the far end zone. Eddie George. Vance with a tackle at the 25.
Number 27, Eddie George, the ball carrier.
For Tennessee's offense, Steve McNair continues to improve. He's been hot lately the last 4 games, 5 touchdowns, just 2 picks. George sets the tone, 740 yards rushing, number 3 in the AFC as a workhorse. Wycheck, the tight end, the leading receiver. Up front, the left side is the strength with Hopkins and Matthews, the 10-time Pro Bowler and future Hall of Famer, and Pro Bowl center Stepnoski. Play action by McNair. He'll keep it, get the first down, and he's safe at third.
Number 9, Steve McNair on the run.
The Bucs defense has been tough, number 3 in the NFL. Culpepper having a career season. Sapp coming on after a slow start. The linebackers have great speed. Nickerson, the leading tackler in franchise history, and Brooks, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. 3/4 of the secondary is injured and out. Abraham, Parker, the corners, and Lynch, the Pro Bowl safety. Mincy, the only regular able to start tonight. 1st and 10 Oilers. Eddie George, the former Heisman winner. There's a flag down as George picks up 6. Will check the marker.
Eddie George on the run.
And it will come back.
Stopped by number 50, Jeff Gooch.
Both of these football teams depend so much, Mike, on running the football. Everything comes off the run.
Illegal motion. The man in motion went forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And if you've got a guy like Eddie George, who's 6'3", 240, has speed, had 153 a week ago, and the rushing offense, when they run this well, almost inevitably they're going to win the ballgame.
Well, it's true for everybody in the league, but especially for these two teams because they've been built that way.
Their offenses really mirror images of each other. McNair, short set, the quick pass, the completion up to the 39. There's another marker down. That completion was to Jackie Harris. He and Wycheck, the tight ends, have caught 55 balls between them, leading receivers. And this will be ineligible man downfield. That's an unusual call on a quick pass.
Ineligible receiver, number 66 downfield on the pass. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Jason Lehman, the right guard.
You take a look at him. There he is right there. He's going to jump downfield before McNair can fire the ball outside. Yep, he goes down. If he'd have had somebody to hit, he would have been fine. But he went for the nose first, then for the right guard. Les Steckel's calling a good offense. He just can't get him to stop committing penalties.
1st and 20. 4-man rush and pressure on McNair. Steps up and throws to the 45-yard line. Kevin Dyson, the ball is loose. And the Oilers keep it.
Kevin Dyson.
They ruled that the forward progress was stopped, no fumble.
Bruce Matthews, 16 years in the league, Pro Bowls at every position, number 74. He's on Warren Sapp. He just stays with him long enough, lets him take a side, and allows Steve McNair to step up. McNair in the past, with a little less experience, would have probably taken off the run. Now he makes a play with his arm.
3rd and 20, hits a 21-yard play. George runs into his own man and then stacked up after a gain of maybe 2 yards. ESPN Sunday Night Football continues next week with a black and blue affair in the NFC Central. Curtis Enos and the Bears battle Barry Sanders and the Lions. Join Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, and me right after primetime at 8:15 Eastern. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for primetime NFL football. Spot the ball at the 48-yard line. Tennessee moving on an opening possession, down 3-0. McNair throws complete. That'll be another first down at the 43-yard line as Rondé Barber covers up Jackie Harris. There's John Lynch. For my money, the most wicked hitter in the NFL. The strong safety, the Pro Bowler. He blows people up, but he makes sure of the tackle as well, and he's hurt, can't play tonight.
And the irony of it, Mike, he got hurt hitting the ground, not somebody else.
Right.
He said, you know, when I hit, I was talking to him before the game. I hit people, they moved, the ground didn't. And there's Eric Vance, who's got to play in big shoes tonight for John Lynch.
Vance has only been on the ball for 2 weeks, picked up off the practice squad of the Indianapolis Colts. He had been with this club in preseason. McNair in the flat. Wycheck. And Wycheck near another first down at the 33.
Mike, the Oilers do such a nice job of utilizing their tight ends. It creates great blocking opportunities because of their size, but both Jackie Harris and Frank Wycheck and Michael Rohn, the other one, are all very, very good at being able to catch the football. They can get down the field as well out into the flat.
And Wycheck has led this club in receiving 3 years in a row. An impressive opening drive for the Tennessee Oilers. Tampa showing blitz, they come with it. George breaks it outside. So hard to bring down inside the 30. Brad Culpepper tripped him up.
George on the run. Tackled by number 77, Brad Culpepper.
You can look for the Tennessee Oilers to want to go left most of the night. They got Matthews and Hopkins over there. Eddie just being very patient outside. Jackie Harris doing a good job of kicking out on the linebacker and giving Eddie a chance to turn up inside.
And you don't think this game's important to Jackie Harris, the former Buck coming home? On 2nd and 5, juggled and finally dropped by Dyson. Brian Kelly, the rookie, with good coverage at the sideline.
87, Kevin Dyson.
Jeff Fisher made it very clear he felt like Kevin Dyson had to get on the field more. Has 2 touchdowns and 7 catches coming into this game tonight, and he's a playmaker. They drafted him to be there, and that's what they need him to do.
The first-round pick out of Utah. Blazing speed, good hands. He's the whole package. 3rd and 5. Mason, number 85, checks in as an additional wide receiver. McNair forced up into the pocket. Tripped and goes down at the 28-yard line. Saving tackle again by Culpepper.
Brought down by number 77, Brad Culpepper.
You have to give credit to that secondary of the Bucks. Steve McNair had no place to go with the football. There's Mincy on Dyson. Settles on him. Kevin really doesn't have any place to go with, but out. By that time, Steve is taken off. Mason misses the blitz on Barber. McNair's got to slide up inside. Culpepper finishes up.
Al Del Greco, who's 18 out of 20 this year, will try from 45. And both field goal kickers true from long range. We're tied at 3. First quarter at Tampa Bay.
A man who has lived a remarkable life. And a visitor from the other side.
You dream. I'm not a dream. You want me to be a ghost.
I was about to begin an extraordinary relationship.
You know about money, don't you? You can't buy happiness.
Brad Pitt.
Feel.
Anthony Hopkins.
Hard to let go, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's life.
Joe Black. A Martin Brestfield. PG-13 starts Friday.
Buddy. Do I want shoot on board? If you want it. Just say the word. It's yours.
Man, some jeans.
Fun testing.
It's hard to think of something more important to a kid than their bike. That's why State Farm, along with the help of the Good Neighbor, sponsors the Bike Rodeo. It's one of the many safety programs we support throughout the country. It's where we give kids a lesson in bike safety.
And there's
help make sure their bikes are in good condition
to for help.
and to teach kids to ride more responsibly.
Choice is yours.
Because at State Farm, we want to make sure children are safe no matter where their bikes take them.
Most people don't realize we had a blimp right here at Bristol.
Really?
Yeah, everything was great until other blimps got involved.
2 blimps, 1 game. It was a recipe for disaster.
NFL Countdown, Sundays at 11, Mondays at 6:30 on ESPN.
These overhead shots provided by the Southwest Airlines Aerial Cam high above Raymond James Stadium for ESPN Sunday Night Football. Riddell Anthony awaits Craig Hendricks' kickoff. Hendricks leading the NFL with 21 touchbacks. Line drives this one. And Anthony, number 3 in the conference in returns. Can't get to the 20-yard line. Cut down by Anthony Dorsett. Yes, he is. Tony Sutt. Timeout with 1:44 to go, first quarter.
They're sweaters. Oh. I made them myself.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could give a gift that was just right for everyone?
It's missing an arm.
Sweaters.
Well, you can. With gift certificates from Golden Corral. Because at our unbelievable buffet, everyone can find something they love. Gift certificates from Golden Corral. Almost too good to believe.
Hey, there's no head hole.
Sweaters.
Hi, I'm Don Maxwell with Chevy New Braunfels. Recently, our community lost neighbors, homes, and cherished personal possessions. And these losses are profoundly felt. But we've also gained from the generosity and selflessness of our neighbors. My neighbors, like yours, brought help early and stayed late. We knew we could count on each other. We just never dreamed how much we would need to. Each of us at Chevy New Braunfels is proud to live and work in a community as generous and optimistic as ours. And we're honored to be able to provide products and services for our neighbors.
Ma'am, you ordered a pizza?
Yes, I did.
Let's go, boys.
Everybody in the pizza business is looking for a way to deliver oven-fresh pizza. Domino's has a better idea.
Man, we'll need that back.
The new Domino's Heat Wave, the only delivery bag that's like a portable oven. Now Domino's pizza is hotter, bubblier, and more delicious than ever. Get a large with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day.
In Tampa, Oilers and Bucks tied at 3 with 1:44 to go first quarter. On the road this year, Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunn, neither one has hit the 50-yard mark. They have been so much more effective at home. At home, running in tandem, they have 3 100-yards games between them and several others very close, most of them over 50 yards. That's why they've done so well here at Raymond James Stadium.
Well, they better get it going because in that first drive, they had 4 rushes for only 6 yards.
Allstott now is the deep man in the eye with Lorenzo Neal, the blocking back. Allstott with a great body lean across the 20 to the 21. He may weigh 255 pounds, but he's a tailback trapped in a fullback's body.
The thing about him, too, is he has very good feet in the pocket. He reminds me an awful lot of the great Hall of Famer I played with, John Riggins. John had that same ability. He ran with a low body lean, but if people went for his feet, he could pick them up and make them miss and accelerate with one leg to give it that power as he went through.
And Riggo is Allstott's hero. The home and away marks. Look at the rushing average on the road, 1.7. Dilfer, play action. Has it batted down and almost picked off. Kenny Holmes came from his left end spot and got a piece of it.
Kenny Holmes did a real nice job of not really chasing the run. Staying home is called. Just stay right where you are. Don't go chasing the fake. Let the quarterback come back to you. As he gets there, Dilfer tries to make the throw. Holmes just gets one big mid up, excuse me, knocked it down.
He got one big mud up. That would be holding his dog up to block the throw, wouldn't it?
He's so big he could hold 2 dogs up.
Yes, he could. 3rd and 6 for the Bucks. And movement again as the Oilers showed blitz, and the interior line for the Bucks a little nervous.
That was Frank Middleton, the right guard, number 73.
Slow start, offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's 2 on the second-year lineman from Arizona.
You know, and he's right next to the ball, right next to the quarterback as the guard. That's what all the movement up front by Tennessee causes. It causes you to lose concentration and focus on the defensive guys. You wind up getting out a little early.
And when you run the ball as much as Tampa Bay wants to, 3rd and 11 is not the situation you want to find yourself in. Quick throw this time. It won't be enough for the first down. It was complete, but only up to the 26-yard line, so they'll have to kick it away. The catch made by Jacquez Green, the rookie out of Florida.
You know, the other thing, too, Mike, is Tennessee's secondary guys are really good tacklers. You know, you're throwing the ball one-on-one. You expect and hope a receiver can break a tackle. There's a case where a good one was made.
Barnhart will punt to Derek Mason, who waits in zone 29. Returnable kick all the way up to the 37. Shakes the first tackler and then cut down. Lost a yard on the return after a punt of 37. Bryce Hunter, the first man downfield to make the tackle. Trent Dilfer in a 3-3 tie.
That's perfect. Introducing AT&T 5-cent weekends.
Perfect. Perfect. No. Perfect.
Now calls from home on weekends anytime, anywhere are just 5 cents a minute.
Perfect.
So get comfy, because weekends have never been better.
I take my calling very seriously.
To get 5-cent weekends, call now to enroll.
Hello?
Mount McKinley, the unlikely backdrop for NFL expansion team hopefuls, the Anchorage Otters, who despite their unorthodox style have their sights set on the ultimate prize, Super Bowl 33. The Otters get their shot by playing Reach for the Sunday from Sunny Delight. You can, too. Watch ESPN NFL Countdown for trivia questions and call in with answers you'll find on specially marked packages. Now anyone can win a trip to the Super Bowl, even an Otter.
Identity. You ask me who I am. Identity. But who am I really? Identity. Does anyone know who they really are? Identity. Identity.
Yeah, identity, Miss Evangelista. If you want to write a check, I need to see some proof of your identity. Driver's license.
Considered the Visa check card? It automatically deducts from your checking account of the millions of places Visa's accepted.
I don't have identity.
Next.
The Visa check card works like a check, only better.
This is a slap shot. This is a wrist shot. And this is the goofy shot you rarely see anymore.
That's the pier in St. Petersburg, the home of the HMS Bounty. Ships galore down here. We are across the bay at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where the Oilers have it 1st and 10 at their own 36. Eddie George. Cut from behind by Warren Sapp as Culpepper plugged the hole.
Run down by number 99, Warren Sapp.
And that will be the end of a rapidly moving first quarter. Long field goals for each ball club. And it's 3-3 at the end of one.
Wireless rates are now as low as a nickel a minute. Why pay a dime a minute or more when you can talk on a new digital phone for only 5 cents a minute with AT&T wireless services? You're not restricted to the house or office. You can talk while in the car or on the go. And that includes long-distance calls in Texas. Whether it's for work or play, you can't afford to be without a digital phone. For the most coverage and best value, choose AT&T Wireless Services quality and Kraft Mobiltel's experience. Get your new digital phone at Kraft Mobiltel today. It's a limited time offer. You can't afford to wait.
When you come to Red Carpet Auto Sales, we treat you like a VIP. Our integrity and stability sets us apart from the rest.
And each one of our vehicles is personally hand-picked.
At Red Carpet Auto Sales, we finance when others won't or simply can't.
And we continue to expand to better serve your automotive needs.
There's never any high pressure at Red Carpet Auto Sales. Mark, I think you're taking this no high pressure sales a little bit too far.
Red Carpet Auto Sales in Seguin and New Braunfels.
Wouldn't it be great if you could afford a 52-inch Zenith big screen TV?
Hi.
With stereo sound, picture-in-picture, 2 million cable-ready channels, and this gigantic screen, so you can have everyone over and they'll think you're cool because you've somehow got this huge TV. Would that really make you happy? But to be happy, you don't have to own the best things in life. You just have to know where to rent them.
Welcome back to Tampa Bay, everybody. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, our colleague Paul McGuire couldn't be with us tonight. He's not feeling well. Paul will be back soon. There's too much room up here.
I got to leave some space here for Paulie. Hey, Paulie, hurry back, will you? I'm just too close to Mike.
This will be the last national television appearance, at least in the regular season, for the Tennessee Oilers. Their nickname and all the Oilers records will be retired after this, and Tennessee will have a new nickname.
And they really have to start and come up with it, because starting next year, there will be a new nickname. I've been searching, really. And I like the Rifleman. I like the Rifleman, you know, has to go with Tennessee and the traditions of the state of Tennessee.
Chuck Connor's family would like it.
Yeah.
Here comes the blitz. They pick it up again. McNair throws in the flat, and he's got Jackie Harris. Or check it, it's Wycheck to the 46.
Pass complete to number 89, Frank Wycheck.
The franchise has applied for patents on several names. They can file more. So far, it's the Commanders, the Pioneers, Tradition, Fury, Presidents, Vipers, and Wolves.
Ooh.
Rifleman.
What about the Kings or like the Hound Dogs? I mean, Elvis is...
I don't think so.
Well, Viper is one I like. Vipers, that's got a little pop to it there.
1st and 10. George. Mincy, ball comes loose. Tampa Bay has it, picked up by Brian Kelly. The usually sure-handed Eddie George coughed it up.
Derek Brooks, number 55, is on the bottom of the pile. Eddie George, very, very sure-handed. You're right, Mike.
Jeff Fisher saying the ball was down.
Charles Mincy, number 22, coming in. Eddie George will start back. Mincy's got him. And then you see Derek Brooks come from the other side, number 55. And the ball is out. This is actually a good call by the officials.
It's where the ball is when the knee touches the ground. And a break for the Bucks. They start from the Oiler 45. Play action by Dilfer. Moore! What a catch! To the 29. Dave Moore, the tight end from Pittsburgh, just snatched it out of the air.
Trent Dilfer made a real nice throw that time, too. He sets up and he stays in rhythm to make the throw. Dave Moore is going to run a little corner pattern right underneath the safeties. See Bishop, he's looking back to help out on the receiver, and there's the throw. Right over the top, perfectly caught.
Bucks first down at the 29. Dunn on the toss. Cut back. Dilfer throws a block. Ward Dunn flags down everywhere, and I think they're going to get Trent Dilfer for a leg whip and maybe someone else for a hold. The big quarterback did everything he could, maybe too much.
He might have. Also, they may get Riddell Anthony on a hold.
Holding, number 85 during the run, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
It's one of the things, when you're a running football team, one of the things you preach to your wide receivers is you have to be good run blockers. There's a case where Riddell Anthony, number 85, is locked up outside. Now, he sees Warwick come back this way, and he's just hanging on. He's hanging on. He's got to let him go sooner or later. And Dilfer giving it up for a quarterback. What a massive shot he just threw. All right, I mean, you try.
Pretty good attempt at a leg whip. 1st and 11, they mark it off from the spot of the foul. Down on the draw play. General Manager Rich McKay said it was never a gamble to draft Warwick Dunn, as a lot of people said it was. If nothing else, they got a third down back who could make big plays, but they found out the upside is he's an every down guy.
Yeah, when you put number 40 in front of number 28, you watch the block that Allstott makes to give Dunn an opportunity to go. He reads the block of the lineman, then steps up and does an excellent job on Lonnie Martz, 51.
2nd and 4 out of the eye. Anthony in motion. Dunn. For a little guy, he's very strong. Inside the 20 to the 19, Anthony Cook dragged him down. Very close to our ESPN 1st and 10 line, and they'll bring out the change to measure.
I normally don't do this, but I think he's short by about 2 or 3 inches.
Let's be honest about it. You normally don't get it right.
No, I really don't. And I've remained consistent.
You're amazing. You really are.
It's a bad line. I mean, I've got a bad angle out of here. This is what Tony Dungy's football team wants to do. They want to be able to pound up front. Offensive linemen love this. They absolutely love it.
It's Trent Dilfer has adopted it. He said it's a 70s offense in the 90s. And when you get your shots as a quarterback, you can hit guys that are wide open. Dunn on the toss, has to cut it back. Warren Dunn, one of those moves. Darrell Lewis made the tackle. You need to get a picture of Kenny Holmes, who is standing there waiting for Warwick Dunn. Warwick just turns around and goes the other way.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He starts to the right. Now, Kenny Holmes is going to be in the right of your picture. There's 99 right there. He can't quite get him. Lonnie Marks over-pursues a little bit, and Dunn all of a sudden takes off. And in a Barry Sanders style, he leaves bodies strewn behind him.
Warwick Dunn has carried the ball the last 4 plays for 26 yards. Now Neal is in as the blocker for Allstott. Allstott lost his footing and trapped at the 13.
This is their Rhino backfield. Lorenzo Neal comes in, number 41. Mike Allstott moves to tackle tailback. And you got a lot of beef heading towards the line of scrimmage. Lorenzo Neal has been a good pickup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's allowed Patrick Hape to be able to move back and play some tight end. Gave Warwick a little breather.
3rd and 4. 10.5 minutes to go, first half. Dunn will go in motion. The quick pass to Emmanuel, too high, too hard, and incomplete.
Number 87.
Dilfer had some mustard on that one.
4th down, 3 at the 12.
Offensive lineman or defensive line can make you change your throwing lane. There he is up against Gruber. Kenny Holmes goes inside hard, and he makes Trent throw it just a little bit harder and a little bit more left than he wanted to.
So Husted will come on again after hitting one from 46. This will be from 30 yards. And he drills it through. Tampa Bay takes advantage of the fumble of Eddie George. He gets a field goal to go ahead.
All right, captains, we're going to have a coin toss now. If there's a team, we'll call it in the air. We want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. Does anyone have change for $1?
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free. Just buy a round-trip full-fare ticket, and a friend flies free.
You are now free to move about the country.
Guys, you've always made me look great, but I gotta let you go.
What?
I've got NFL Quarterback Club 99.
A video game's going to protect your blind side?
Yeah, and also pick up the blitz. With all new gameplay and passing controls, it's a 3-step drop, and I'm moving the chains. Sorry, guys. NFL Quarterback Club 99 can get me to the Super Bowl, and I don't have to buy it dinner. The #1 football game on N64 just got a whole lot better. NFL Quarterback Club 99. Acclaimed sports. Sweat the details.
So, sir, I think that I could be a real asset to your company.
Jenkins, I think we can use a man like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
For about the price of an ordinary hotel, Residence Inn offers you a living room, too. Just in case you need one. Residence Inn by Marriott. Room to relax, room to work, room to breathe.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Residence Inn by Marriott. Room to relax, room to work, room to breathe. By Nintendo 64 Sports. By AT&T, it's all within your reach. And by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. A field goal battle so far in Tampa, Florida. 6-3, Bucks over the Oilers. Houston, the kick to Mike Archie. Mike Archie at the 1. And takes it to the 28-yard line before he's gang tackled. 9:58 to go in a rapidly moving first half from Tampa.
For 7 decades, the Becker family has been serving the automotive needs of South Texas. At Becker Motor Company, you get a hometown neighborly attitude. No high pressure or gimmicks. We offer a good deal and a good deal more, just like we have since 1928. Chances are someone you know has made a better Becker deal. We'd like to make you one too. We've got the vehicles, many with special factory incentives and all with a better Becker discount.
I'm Arnold Becker. Let us make you a better Becker deal.
At the Doctor's Clinic in Seguin, friendly professional staff are always available to take care of your family's health care needs, day or night. Our availability on Saturdays and evenings makes it convenient for those who prefer not to miss work or school. The Doctor's Clinic offers a variety of services including pharmacy and x-ray. A laboratory is also available for your one-stop convenience.
The Doctor's Clinic. Caring for you night and day.
Tradition, integrity, respect, quality, and service. Words that speak for themselves in describing Getz Funeral Home. We value our relationships. We honor your wishes, your personal customs and traditions, and we're here for you today as we were yesterday and will be tomorrow. We know our responsibility is to you. Tradition, integrity, respect, quality, and service. More than mere words at Getz Funeral Home. We are your neighbors, your friends, and we are always here for you.
That's what I tell you guys. But when I go home, I go into a little shell. I go down to my basement, and I sit there, and I just think. I think, what am I doing with my life?
George Steinbrenner, a big football fan, taking in the contest tonight. Our congratulations to his Yankees after a brilliant series, a magnificent World Series. And one of the big Yankee fans, a fan of the Bucks, and a lover of college basketball.
And a lover
my partner, Dickie,
of professional football, too.
Eddie George, room to run, this time up to the 37, maybe the 38-yard line where Derek Brooks got it.
The Oilers accomplished 2 things by running left, Mike. First of all, you run behind Brad Hopkins and Bruce Matthews. That's the strength. You run at Derek Brooks, who's not a big guy. He's only about 225, 230. And that's where Warren Sapp is. So if you run at him, you don't have to worry about him chasing plays down. And you've got your best guys going against 2 of theirs who are good runners.
Second and a yard, Eddie George with 30 first half yards on the ground. George hit the lines, dives forward, close to a first down, and looks like he is across our ESPN 1st and 10 line. Nickerson was in on the stop.
First down, Tennessee.
Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker, number 56, steps up, plays off the block. Not quite enough to stop the first down.
McNair with a short set. George. Mincy with a shoulder tackle takes him down. That was a well-designed play.
What a wonderful block by Kevin Dyson, number 87. The corner's going to come up and support. Now, remember, he's their number 1 pick. He's a rookie. And you don't necessarily expect stuff like this from a rookie because they're still learning. He throws his body completely on Barber and creates a throwing lane for McNair and a running lane for Eddie George.
Statistically, that counts as a run because it was a backward pass. And there is Dyson, the rookie from Utah. Eddie George had to step back into the hole, picks up a couple. ESPN's college football lineup for next Saturday begins at 11 a.m. with College Game Day, college football show of record. Then at noon, Ron Dane in Wisconsin against upcoming Michigan. Followed at 7:30, SEC rivals Georgia and Auburn. That's our college football slate on Saturday.
Might just be a great opportunity for Tennessee to try and get the ball down the field. They've been pounding away. Both corners, they're the starting corners, they're out. There's Kelly, and there's Barber on the other side, the two young ones.
They show blitz again, and it is play action by McNair. Warren set, chasing him, and McNair just throws it away. Absolutely threw it away. And here is one of the rule problems in the NFL. The referee's job is to protect the quarterback, and when his vision is focused on that, if he's turned the wrong way, he can't see intentional grounding, and he's the only one who can call it.
But keep in mind, he is outside the tackle box. Remember, he's got to be outside of what the formation looks like. He is out. He works outside or real close to it, throws the ball close to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think he got outside.
I think it was close enough to be questionable, but you're probably right.
3rd and 8. Chris Sanders comes in, and McNair wants that play clock reset, and they're going to do it for him. McNair very aware of the situation on 3rd and 8. Here comes the all-out blitz. Hennessy throws incomplete. Hardy Nickerson. And the defense, Joe, sold out that time.
You bring enough people, they don't have enough people to block up front, and it's going to create free runners. When you create free runners at the quarterback, it throws off the complete timing of the routes. Watch the left part of your screen. Vance comes in on the right. Nickerson, there's Mincy, who jumps, but Nickerson just manages to get a piece of McNair so that he can't make a good throw.
Jacquez Green will go back to the 10-yard line. The first Oilers punt of the ball game by Hentrich. Beautiful high floater. And Green will make the fair catch up at the 12 after a punt of 32. We told you how much alike these teams were offensively. Defensively, it's just the same.
The greatest thing I've ever done is marry Mary. Our goal has been pretty simple. You want to lead a good life? We buy, we sell, we investigate, we learn.
What channel is this going on?
And we then like to go on to Schwab and look up the research on the different stocks.
Kite has always been much more conservative.
And here again, the PE ratio is 57, which is high. Marion has been a raging bull.
Another thing we look at is the long-term growth rate. We enjoy playing, we enjoy investing, we enjoy traveling.
But smooching is still good.
I had questions about investing, and nobody would answer my questions. And then one day my friend was telling me about stocks and that she wanted to start a stock group. We go to the meetings, we talk about everything, you know, children and parenting and politics, and then we talk about which stocks look good. And I come home and say, okay, let's do this with the girls' money. Let's invest in this stock. This looked the best to me. And we learned about it on Schwab.com, right? So you can go to college.
If you looked into your local carrier's phone lines, what time period would they place your company in? Why live in the past when local's future is right through here? On Net, where local, national, and global all flow over one network owned by one company. Oh, and did I mention it'll save you money? On Net from MCI WorldCom.
So get ready for ESPN Sunday Night Football. This week, Curtis Conway and the Monsters of the Midway will look to declaw division foes Barry Sanders and the Lions. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins at 8:15.
Now that sounds exciting.
Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where the Bucs are undefeated this year. 4-0, and another sellout crowd, 66,321 to see them. A great atmosphere here. McNair talking to longtime quarterback Dave Craig, while the Bucs offense is on the field with Dilfert. He has Allstott as the up back. Dilfer throws intended for more, too high. He was covered by the linebacker Joe Bowden.
incomplete. This game is brought to you by Pewter Partner Nations Bank.
Warwick Dunn, 31 yards rushing so far. It's a 2nd and 10 situation. Dunn will go to the wing this time. Still for another short set. This is Emmanuel to the 19-yard line. Darrell Lewis makes the tackle. Bert Emanuel signed here after some great years in Atlanta because he said he wanted to play in the Super Bowl, and he thought this would give him the opportunity. You know, that old line, you have to check your ego at the door. Bert Emanuel is one who had to do it. He's not going to catch 90 balls here.
No, but he realizes that, but he's going to catch important ones like this. This time he runs the post. The quick post, he gets enough yards so that you have a 3rd and 2, which, if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, can be converted either by run or pass.
Play action, here comes the blitz. Moore has the first down across the 30. Denard Walker made the tackle, but it's a gain of 11.
That's a real nice job by Trent Dilfer, keeping his head up and knowing what's going on the defense. If they bring 2 from that side, he knows he's got to get rid of the football. Watch what Trent sees. Watch the right side. There come the backers. You can only block 1, so he realizes that the tight end is going to be able to get out there. Sets, manages to get it off in a hurry.
Trent Dilfer says he really considers himself the leader of this ball club. Draw play, all stop. Driving those knees forward to the 34. Dilfer took a lot of heat at the beginning of this year, and I think his breakout game may have been a week ago against Minnesota. Didn't hit a bunch of big plays, but he made all the throws that you needed to, the underneath stuff, and he hit them all.
And he's finally come to realize that he's not going to throw 40 passes a game. This is the first week that I've talked to him that I really got the impression that he feels like he's going to get maybe 20 opportunities to make key throws, maybe 3 or 4 to make big plays, but he's got to hit them.
Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator, who got a game ball last week from the team in a very emotional scene. He's the youngest coordinator in the game at age 33. All stop. Just love this guy. He finds people to run over, and then he does it.
That time he had Steve Jackson in the crosshairs, and as soon as he lowered himself and moved right into the secondary, he just buries him. But Paul Gruber gives him an opportunity to run. Number 74. He takes Kenny Holmes down a long way and gets Allstott an opportunity to turn those shoulders. Now here comes 24, Jackson. Pow! You're not knocking big guy back.
And look at that body lean. He is always going downhill. Play action by Dilfer. Knocked away, Emmanuel, touchdown! Trent Dilfer got a break on that one. It was underthrown, and Darrell Lewis was in perfect position, but he couldn't make the play.
Trent Dilfer waits about a second too long to make this throw. Bert Emanuel moves inside, now back out. Now he turns it on the post. There you see Darrell Lewis. He's back there. He's looking for the ball. He's got a play to make. It goes right through his hands. Emanuel continues to focus and comes up with it. This goes right through Lewis's hands. That was an interception turned touchdown.
And Lewis is the best in that Oilers secondary at finding the football. He is a ball. But not that time. And Bert Emanuel gets his first touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dilfer has just thrown his 7th of the season.
Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, the time to buy just got better. $2,000 rebates on 98 Neons. $1,500 rebates on 98 Stratus, Cirrus, and Breezes, or interest rates as low as 1.9%. $1,000 rebates on all 1998 full-size Ram Tough trucks, plus an additional $500 rebate to qualified Farm Bureau members. So hurry to Wyatt Arp Truck Center at 123 Bypass or Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Seguin at Highway 46 and 90, where we keep shooting down them high big city prices.
They're sweaters. Oh. I made them myself.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could give a gift that was just right for everyone?
It's missing an arm.
Sweaters.
Well, you can. With gift certificates from Golden Corral. Because at our unbelievable buffet, everyone can find something they love. Gift certificates from Golden Corral. Almost too good to believe.
Hey, there's no head hole.
Sweaters.
Óigame amigos, 99 ya viene. Hoy le vamos a ahorrar dinero. Tráganos solo $19.99. Usted puede hacer su compra sin pago hasta enero 99. El outlet solo necesita $19.99. En el outlet solo necesita $19.99 sin pago hasta enero 99.
Darrell Lewis thinking about what might have been. And Bert Emanuel thinking about what was his first touchdown as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Mike Archie from the 6. Excellent coverage, cut down short of the 20-yard line by Floyd Young.
Take a look at this touchdown pass by Trent Dilfer to Bert Emanuel. Watch the play that Lewis makes on the ball. He goes up. He's in perfect position. Goes up. They say take the ball at the highest point. He outjumps Emanuel, but the ball goes right through his hands. Look at the concentration by Bert Emanuel. He had to bounce that thing around 5 different times. And then a little souvenir. Something for a fan. I don't think she's going to be able to grab it with one hand, Mark. I got to be honest with you. You know, Mike, you talked about the fact that he came here. He's got 3 receptions for 79 yards in this game. But he realized that it was going to be big plays that he was going to have to make and take advantage of limited opportunities, which he has done on a couple occasions this season.
Harry Phoenix is the injured player for the Oilers, came down on special teams. You were talking about Emanuel. He had 3 straight years where he had over 900 yards receiving. The Buccaneers have never had a 1,000-yard receiver or anyone who's made 70 catches. So if you're a free agent, you come into this situation, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. And he said the Super Bowl was the goal, not just those individual stats. ESPN's Emmy Award-winning series Outside the Lines this Tuesday at 7:30 with the Andro debate. Health, harm, or hype? We'll examine all the surrounding issues regarding today's athletes and the use of the sport-enhancing supplement. Outside the Lines Tuesday at 7:30.
Michael, that was Bert Emanuel's little daughter that he gave it to. She's going to start Daddy's collection.
He had a pretty good collection in Atlanta.
Yeah, this is the Tampa one. There's the ship. Arr, maybe. Arr.
Is this a great atmosphere or what?
I'll tell you, it's the best we've been in. We've seen some great stadiums. The Ravens Stadium in Baltimore is a beautiful place, but this is really something.
Malcolm Glazer literally rescued this franchise after the death of Hugh Culverhouse. He has re-energized this area and this football team. McNair set. Warren Sapp started this season so poorly, and it's because he was 20 pounds overweight. Tony Dungy ever so gently prodded him about his play, and he dropped the weight.
And this sack is not, you'll see number 99. Here he is right there. He's going to come around and put down McNair back there. But I'll tell you something, Steve McNair holds this ball too long. He should get rid of it now. When he reloads, he gives Sapp an opportunity to make a play.
McNair with a quick out. Incomplete. On the ground in front of Willie Davis. That was only the 4th sack of the year for Warren Sapp. That ties Brad Culpepper, but you expect more plays out of Warren Sapp, and so does he.
More plays like this. Look at him accelerate into Steve McNair. And there's a guy who just, in one step, just accelerates and drives through McNair.
His head snapped back. Now 3rd and 16. Tip almost picked off. Knocked away by Derek Brooks. He is so good in coverage because he can fly.
That, I think, is the heart and soul of Tampa Bay's defense. The 4 guys up front have to contain the run, but the linebackers, Brooks, Nickerson, and Gooch, all are very light and are really like a bunch of safeties running around back there. It's almost like a 4-7 defensively.
Hentrich, who has the 2nd highest average in the AFC, will punt to the ever-dangerous Jock Wells Green. Angled toward the sideline, and a brilliant kick by Hentrich. Just brilliant. 71 yards. Even if he doesn't get the bounce, it's over 50, and he got the roll. We asked Warren Sapp, besides winning, what he hopes to get out of every game he plays here.
I want people going to work Monday morning saying, did you see Sapp? That's what I want, because they love the touchdowns and everything, but when they go back to work Monday morning, they want to talk about who hit who. In any job situation, you want somebody to remember you. And they remember November, December. And that's where we're at.
They're going to be talking about this on Monday morning. And so is Steve McNair. There comes the shot. He wants them to remember hits. There's one. They may talk about it all week, not just on Monday.
That will be water cooler conversation. Warwick Dunn. Ouch, right in the hole, Josh Evans, who was originally signed as an undrafted free agent by Dallas, moved on to Tennessee as a practice squad player, and one of the great success stories has come up on the roster and is now starting.
This is where Tennessee's defense has got to come up big and create an opportunity to get their offense back on the field with a chance to score before the half.
And they'll let it run down to the 2-minute warning.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Tampa Bay with the advantage at home, and Dilfer will come to the sidelines to talk about it. 13-3 Bucks.
What's so hard about winning a free trip to the Super Bowl from Southwest Airlines? Choosing 10 friends to take with you. Will it be Brad Ice-Cold Beer Bomb, Thomas Sharp-Dressed Man, Susie Big Harris, Billy Highwaters, the Die-Hard Bansky Brothers, Max, Michael Aristocrats, or the Babbling Brooks Triplets? Wait, that's 11. Somebody's gotta go. Ooh, good choice. For more info, go online or get to any gate at Southwest Airlines, the official airline of Super Bowl 33.
This Thanksgiving, the threat is closer.
Signal sweeping for transmitters. They're just a party animal.
The secrets are bigger.
I think you're too young to watch this party. Yeah, so is she.
And the enemy is everywhere.
I've been a law-abiding citizen my whole life. One day with you, I'm shooting.
Produced by Jerry Bruckheimer.
He jumped to 17.
Directed by Tony Scott.
You have something they want.
Will Smith.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gene Hackman. Enemy of the State. Rated R. Starts Friday, November 20th.
Murphy, I want you to pick my wife up from the airport. Her name is Thelma.
I'm Thelma.
Really?
Really?
Camry's extra value package with CD player and 6 speakers and a power driver's seat.
Thanks for the ride.
No problem, Mrs. Burns.
Who's Mrs. Burns?
Did we mention anti-lock brakes? The 1999 Camry. At least the road will be smooth.
My name is Anthony. I make it to midfield and back in 9.7 seconds. My friends think I'm lucky. I just think I'm fast.
13-3 Buccaneers with 2 minutes to go first half, and coming up on the Toyota halftime report, Chris Berman with the fastest 3 minutes in television. The Broncos remain undefeated. Another impressive win. and the battles in the AFC East. 2nd and 10 for Dilfer, who wants to throw. Emmanuel open, can't hold this one.
Mike, that's something different about Trent Dilfer this year as well. He felt up until this year, he really tried to stay in the pocket too much and become a pocket passer like everybody thought he should be in professional football. You see him running around now. When things break down, he has the ability to get outside and make a play with his legs. I don't think he's as fast or maybe not as athletic as a Steve McNair, but he can sure make things happen when he breaks a pocket.
He has worked very hard to try to be more athletic and leaner. He works with 3 different specialists in the offseason as trainers. 3rd and 10. And there was movement.
This time it's going to be Diaz, the left guard. The guards are having a real problem.
False start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's the first on Diaz. The right guard, Middleton, has already had 2. Tennessee with all 3 of its timeouts left. If they can hold here on 3rd and 15, would have a chance to put something on the board before intermission. Dilfer, the screen to Dunn. Warwick Dunn to the outside. What a weapon. A gain of 31.
That is just excellent execution by every aspect of an offense. Quarterback draws the defense to him, gets rid of the ball in perfect timing so that the linemen can throw their blocks. Dunn gets up inside with good patience. Now watch him set up the blocks. Inside, now back outside so that Anthony can make another block for him and turns it up the field.
Riddell Anthony tied up Danon Sidney, the rookie corner, and gave Warwick Dunn the chance to get more. Draw to Dunn. Warwick Dunn to the 49-yard line. A week ago, he had his season high in rushing 115 yards in a game where Allstott rushed for 128. Not only one of the best backs in the NFL, but one of the best people. Clock running. 1:18 to go in the half. Dilfer to Moore.
Got to use the timeout now. Now you use one of your timeouts.
And they do with 1:07 to go in the half. We'll be back to Tampa after this.
A man who has lived a remarkable life and a visitor from the other side.
Are you a dream? I'm not a dream. You want me to be your guide. I wish to see the world.
Are about to begin an extraordinary relationship.
You know about money, don't you? You can't buy happiness?
Brad Pitt.
I have this weak feeling in my knees.
Anthony Hopkins.
It's hard to let go, isn't it? Yes, it is, Bill. And that's life.
Meet Joe Black. A Martin Brest film. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Michael Husted warming up in case he gets another opportunity. He has already kicked 2 tonight. His club up 13-3 and driving with 1:09 to go in the half. The Bucks have reached the Oilers 35. Dilfer now 11 out of 16 for 200 yards in the half. Quick set, Emmanuel again, trying to get to the sticks and out of bounds. He did both.
Well, I love that. I love to see football players use their heads on the field. Even though the Bucks have 2 timeouts, Bert Emmanuel knows that he has to get out of bounds to save some time. Watch him. He blows off the line, sets up quick turn. Now, where's the sidelines? All right, let me get out of here. Let me save some time for our offense.
Spot the ball near the 24 for Tony Dungy's ball club, and they have dominated. 210 yards passing to only 50. And movement again. This time it's the right tackle, Jason Odom.
False start. Offense, number 70, 5 yards, still first down.
4 false start penalties on the offensive line in the first half. That will not please Tony Dungy.
On 3 different offensive linemen at home. Mike Shule is calling a good game, but you keep moving backwards. You keep coming up 1st and 15s, 2nd and 15s. It doesn't help gaining first down.
1:04 left in the half. They go with a 4 wide receiver set. And Emmanuel can't hold this one. Bert Emanuel really wanted to run before he had it, trying to get more yards, and just took his eye off the ball.
It's almost a case sometimes, if you're that open as a receiver, and it happens to quarterbacks as well, if you're that open, you don't focus and concentrate. He pushes Sidney up, comes inside, and you're right, Mike. He was peeking at where Dorsett was and saying, can I make a move? But the first thing he knows he's got to do is catch the football.
He had already assumed the catch and was looking for more yardage. Now 2nd and 15. Dilford too low this time, intended for Anthony, and Darrell Lewis was there on the coverage.
Well, you go back to the motion penalty, the motion penalty by the line. You're in a rhythm. You're moving down there. It's 1st and 10. You're on the 25-yard lines, and all of a sudden, 1st and 15, drop pass. Now you start pressing a little bit, looking at an opportunity to put this game further away with a touchdown. Now you got to scramble and be smart with the football to save a field goal back.
Now here, do you look to maybe get 5 yards for sure, more if you can, to set up a better field goal?
You take what the defense will give you here. You just don't try and force something.
It would be 47 from this spot. Throw play to Dunn. Warwick Dunn slips the tackle and dives to the 26. So that's what they did. Improve the field goal position. If your game breaker, Warwick Dunn, can get the first down, all well and good.
It's exact. Darrell Lewis that time comes on a blitz. Now, had Dilford held onto the football, Lewis would have been in his back pocket. But Lewis is chasing Dunn around like he's all over the place trying to find him. He comes with the blitz. Dunn goes up inside, gains enough yards to make it a reasonable attempt at a field goal.
The other thing that play does, it runs the clock down to 18 seconds. Houston is hit from 30 and 46. This will be from 44. Houston takes off with it. Houston to the 5. Joe Bowden saved the touchdown. How about that?
When I talked to Joe Marciano, the special teams coach, he mentioned to me Russ Purnell's guys on the Oilers, what they try and do is they come around the corner in a hurry. It's a heck of a call by Tony Dungy. Heck of a call. There's the replay. Houston can run, and he does a good job of getting out of bounds. Now he's got to go kick.
Now they have to try the field goal because the clock is down to 2. There's a flag down, and Barnhart getting into it with Darrell Lewis. Now we'll check the marker.
Well, this is going to be roughing the kicker.
And Houston comes out limping.
Either roughing or running into the kicker, but there will be a penalty. Tony Dungy is
the blocker was pushed into the kicker. There is no infraction on the play. The field goal is good.
So Houston gets a 20-yard run and then his 3rd field goal of the half. That's the end of the first half. 16-3. Let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime report.
All right, Michael and Joe, thank you very much. So, the Buccaneers doing what they've done all year at You Can Call Me Ray J Stadium, and that's winning a good first half.
Berman for the Toyota halftime report.
All right, Michael and Joe, thank you very much. So, the Buccaneers doing what they've done all year at You Can Call Me Ray J Stadium, and that's winning a good first half for Trent Dilfer. And how about Houston?
Welcome back to Sunday Night Football on ESPN. We're at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. And the Tampa Bay Bucks leading the Oilers 16-3. The Oilers will get the football to start the second half. When you look at the rest of the Oilers' schedule, this is a game that is almost a must-win. And they need to come back in this one if they have playoff hopes. Take a look at the first half stats in this ball game. The huge disparity in the passing yards. Dilfer has thrown for 211. McNair for only 50. And the total yards way out of whack.
Keep in mind, he had an opportunity to go for a big play, and he hit it. That's why his pass yards are so high.
And Tampa Bay has controlled the ball 35 plays to 21 for the Oilers, who will start from their own 20. Eddie George, the single setback. George gets the call. And the Bucks have done a good job. Let's go to Solomon Wilcox.
Thanks, Mike. At halftime, I talked to the Oilers head coach, Jeff Fisher. He said that he will not abandon his running game. He said that he can't afford to get too far behind in this game. Said that if they do, he expects Tampa to try to pound the ball with Mike Allstott. Said he will continue to give the ball to Eddie George. He will also try to take some shots deep in the passing game. Mike?
All right, Solomon, thanks very much. Jeff Fisher held this team together in the year they had to finish out the season in Houston, held it together when they traveled from Memphis, and now trying to make a real statement. McNair steps up in the pocket to Dyson. He's drilled by Mincy, but hangs on. Nice throw, and even better catch by the rookie Kevin Dyson.
Oh, that is sweet. That was sweet. Rondé Barber up against Kevin Dyson. Two young guys, a rookie and a second-year guy. Now, Barber, they play a lot of zone, the Bucks do. He just lets Dyson go inside. Now he settles down in front of Mincy, goes to get the ball, and hangs on to it after a big shot. McNair does a nice job of stepping up into the pocket. There's one with both feet off the ground.
Keep in mind, the Bucks are playing without 3/4 of their starting secondary tonight. And this is on one hop, incomplete.
Warren Sapp has said he wanted to play better in the second half. He felt like he disgraced the game because he didn't play well in the first half of the season. Well, he's certainly picking it up here tonight. Here's the shot on Steve McNair. Now, look at the relentless pressure. Goes inside, still comes around, still creates problems. Now he comes down the line, makes the stop on Eddie George. He is the Warren Sapp of old.
And that's not good news for offenses. The numbers on Sapp tonight. 2nd and 10 for McNair, who has missed 5 of his last 6. Dumps it off to George, and waiting for him is Derek Brooks.
The Bucks are creating problems for Steve McNair by giving him different looks. They're going to play a zone, but you just don't know where people are. Again, Warren Sapp just bringing pressure, making Steve McNair feel uncomfortable. Bruce Matthews trying to do the best job he can to run Sapp around. But Sapp has got his motor running and wide open tonight.
Matthews took him around the quarterback that time. 16 years out of USC. When he played at Southern Cal, it was still part of Mexico. McNair flushed out of the pocket. And got it to Wycheck. Was he across the line of scrimmage?
There are no flags. That's just a good job by McNair of knowing what he had to get, knowing he couldn't run for the first down, but buying enough time to make the throw.
First down, Tennessee.
Just across the 40 was the first down. He lets it go.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you see, he left it behind the 40. Good job.
Great judgment on his part. Here comes the blitz, and George runs right into it. Vance with the tackle. Eric Vance, the second-year player out of Vanderbilt, filling in for the All-Pro John Lynch.
Because John Lynch is out, Tampa Bay did not change their style of defense. They just wanted Eric Vance to come in and make plays. Now, keep in mind, he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in preseason, so getting more comfortable with this defense in just a matter of 2 weeks did not become a big problem for him.
Eddie George now 11 carries, 48 yards, well under his average. Brooks coming late on a blitz. McNair floats it downfield in a double coverage, picked off by Mincy. There are markers down on the play. Intended for Isaac Byrd. The ball hung up there forever. Let's see if it's interference.
Well, you're going to have holding by Rondé Barber on Willie Davis on one side of the field away from where it was thrown.
Illegal contact and interference.
You got your choice out here. You got flags on both sides of the field.
Illegal contact on the defense, number 25. Penalty is declined. Defensive pass interference, number 20. That penalty is accepted. First down.
Kelly gets the first one that's declined, and then Rondé Barber gets the interference.
Now keep in mind, this is the one that is away from where Steve McNair throws the ball. There's Barber on Willie Davis. He can only touch him within 5 yards. Now he starts the out and up, and instead of letting him run by, he actually does a good job of blocking him. And here's Kelly's hand. You see him on the left side on Byrd.
And now the officials have thrown yet another marker.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 22 of the defensive team who took his helmet off. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's on Charles Mincy. He's the veteran back there. Took his helmet off on the field of play. That's unsportsmanlike conduct in half the distance.
That's the thing that Tony Dungy has got to drive him nuts. You know, here's your veteran. You know the rule. No matter how upset you are, you just don't want to do something flagrant and foolish and just give him 15 yards.
Takes the ball all the way down to the 14-yard line after an interference call and then unsportsmanlike conduct on top of it. The Oilers fighting to get back in this game, down 16-3. Draw play to George. Room to run for Eddie George. Touchdown.
That penalty created an opportunity for the Oilers to be able to run the football. When you're down 16-3, you have to sort of try and figure out ways to throw. But when you get close, Jeff Fisher's ball club has a chance to go with the run. It's a good draw play. McNair sets it up. Eddie George does a nice job at just reading his blocks. Hardly a buck in sight. They get Derek Brooks turned around the wrong way. Sapp can't catch him.
And Bruce Matthews, 10 yards downfield, throwing yet another block. It's Eddie George's only his third rushing touchdown of the season, in spite of being over 800 yards in rushing. But they've gotten themselves back in this ball game. The Bucs 16-10. The Eddie George touchdown has made it a close ball game.
It's an idea that's been around for a pretty long time. At Southwest Airlines, we call it Friends Fly Free. Just buy a round-trip full-fare ticket, and a friend comes along absolutely free. Of course, like any great deal, it doesn't last forever. So purchase your tickets by December 9th, because you don't want to get left behind.
You are now free to move about the country.
The new Saturn Coupe has been conveniently redesigned, so it's easier for your friends to get in. The world's first 3-door coupe from Saturn. Why didn't anyone think of this before?
I had questions about investing, and nobody would answer my questions. And then one day my friend was telling me about stocks and that she wanted to start a stock group. We go to the meetings, we talk about everything, you know, children and parenting and politics, and then we talk about which stocks look good. And I come home and say, okay, let's do this with the girls' money. Let's invest in this stock. This looked the best to me. And we learned about it on Schwab.com, right? So you can go to college.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of the telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Eddie George has rushed for 62 yards and a touchdown tonight to pull his Oilers within 6 points of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Riddell Anthony at the 1. Trying to cut it outside, now swarmed under and dumped back near the 20.
Anthony on the return.
Spencer George led the charge. We've got a timeout, 10:35 to go, third quarter.
At the Doctor's Clinic in Seguin, friendly professional staff are always available to take care of your family's health care needs, day or night. Our availability on Saturdays and evenings makes it convenient for those who prefer not to miss work or school. The Doctor's Clinic offers a variety of services including pharmacy and x-ray. A laboratory is also available for your one-stop convenience.
The Doctor's Clinic. Carry for you, night and day.
It's Rent Town in Seguin, where you have the choice of 12 months rent to own.
And that means big savings for you.
Plus, there's no down payment, no credit check, and free delivery.
Rent Town has the largest selection with over 3,800 square feet of quality brand name furniture, appliances, TVs, VCRs, and stereos.
So hurry in and save now at Rent Town, the home of 12 months rent to own. 410 East Court in Seguin.
Te habla español.
Hi, I'm Don Maxwell with Chevy New Braunfels. Recently, our community lost neighbors, homes, and cherished personal possessions, and these losses are profoundly felt. But we've also gained from the generosity and selflessness of our neighbors. My neighbors, like yours, brought help early and stayed late. We knew we could count on each other. We just never dreamed how much we would need to. Each of us at Chevy New Braunfels is proud to live and work in a community as generous and optimistic as ours. And we're honored to be able to provide products and services for our neighbors.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Charles Schwab, by Saturn, a different kind of company, a different kind of car, by OnNet from MCI WorldCom, your one connection to the world, and by Sunny Delight. Reach for the good stuff. Reach for the sun. The Sunshine Skyway connecting Bradenton and St. Petersburg here on the west coast of Florida. Warwick Dunn got outside, but tremendous speed shown by that Oiler defense. Joe Bowden, not your typical middle linebacker. He's listed at 235. He admitted to us yesterday he's only 227, but he hits like he's 250.
That's right. We had to get that in. He made us promise we weren't going to actually give him his real weight. The thing about Warwick Dunn is the best way he can get around the outside of this Oiler defense would be to start in one direction, get him moving, and then come back. That would be the best way to try and circle him. Not just taking it to one side and trying to outrun him.
The Oilers have done a pretty good job against the rushing game tonight, but Trent Dilfer has hurt him through the air. Blaine Bishop comes up to show blitz. Warwick Dunn ran right by him and brought down after no gain. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Denard Walker made the tackle.
You see so many of the safeties and corners up around the line of scrimmage for the Tennessee Oilers. We saw Tampa Bay take one shot in the first half. They're going to have to do it again. They can't afford to just let them creep up. Number 23, there he is right there. He's going to fill. Now Walker's going to come in on this side to make the play. There's Bishop. Here comes Walker. Waiting. Good lane patience.
They'll go with 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 9. Gilford throws behind Riddell Anthony. Samari roll on the coverage, and they'll have to punt it away.
Take him along their side, man. Received for Tennessee, number 85, Derek Mason.
Barnhart will punt to Mason. He's back at the 35-yard line. Mason from the 34. And crushed at the 40. Jerry Ellison just drilled him.
Tackled by number 37, Jerry Ellison.
Ellison with a huge hit on special teams. Houston ball.
Large cheese. Somebody order a pizza? Oh, I guess it's a pretty typical dorm room. Stuff's constantly going on. Hey, dude, can I borrow some underwear? We party. What's up? We study. Can I borrow some socks? No, we eat. Somebody order a pizza? So it's not like I have a ton of time or money to shop for a car. But I heard some pretty good things about Saturn, and I figured I'd check out their website. It was definitely different. I mean, I could actually pick out a car, play around with options, figure out monthly payments, avoid a lot of hassles. How about some deodorant? And Brian, my sales consultant, treated me great. Looking at the coupe? Which was also pretty different. That was not all. Do it again! Considering the first time we actually met was when he stopped by with my coupe.
Hi, I'm here with the Saturn.
Somebody order a Saturn?
If you could accompany your data on this trip overseas, the experience would be alarming. Local carriers handing it to national carriers, over to cable carriers, until you don't know who has your data. Unless you send it through here, with the one and only company that owns the entire network, local, national, and international. So you know who has your data. OnNet from MCI Worldcom.
Tradition is reborn on ESPN2. Friday Night Fights, showcasing today's best talent and classic bouts from the past. This week, Hurtado takes on Gomez, plus a look at the best pound-for-pound boxers of all time. Friday Night Fights, Friday at 8 on ESPN2.
Bucks leading the Oilers 16-10 with 8:44 to go, third quarter. Just before that commercial, I said, Houston, I knew I couldn't get through the entire game without it.
Well, Tony Dungy did it right in the beginning, so both of you have done it so far.
Nickerson waiting for the guy he anticipates getting the ball, Eddie George, and he does. And George pounds his way ahead.
Eric Vance right up around the line of scrimmage, of course, filling in for John Lynch tonight. And on our ESPN replay, we'll show you what happens. Eddie George starting to heat up for the Oilers, and you know that they want to get him the football. Eric Vance, as we've said, filling in for John Lynch, plays the strong safety position. As the linemen take on linebackers and defensive linemen, as the ball is snapped, he steps up late, fills the hole. Eddie George should come to him. That's exactly what happened on the play before.
George again, ran by Warren Sapp. Eddie George to the 38-yard line. And another good downfield block, this one by Willie Davis.
This time, Eric Vance tries to get up around the line of scrimmage, and he gets blocked. Good job by the offensive line getting out on him. Good positioning. All you have to do is get between people.
First down Oilers. They have moved to the Bucks 37. Eddie George with 74 yards on the ground. Eddie George again, straight up the middle. Breaks the tackle, breaks another inside the 10 to the 7.
By Tennessee coming out and being able to get a score in the beginning of this second half, it allowed them to get back into the game and do the things that they wanted to do. And Bruce Matthew, we talk about people heating up. Look at the job he does on Warren Sapp. And there goes Eric Vance. He commits, but he doesn't make the play. He's in position, and he just didn't make the play.
And when he's unblocked, he's got to make it. First and goal, Mike Archie has come into the ball game at tailback. Archie, touchdown! And they have stunned this crowd. Mike Archie out of Penn State gets the carry and the score.
Big runs, big opportunities. You start left and watch him collapse that left side. Archie basically goes right up the middle. They start left, Matthews fires out, they collapse that whole side down. There isn't a defensive lineman standing. Again, Eric Vance, number 33, trying to fill in that spot, and he got blocked.
Del Greco to tie it. I didn't realize that. He breaks the tie, 17-16. The Oilers take the lead over the Buccaneers. A stunning development for the Oilers.
At Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, the time to buy just got better. $2,000 rebates on 98 Neons, $1,500 rebates on 98 Stratus, Cirrus, and Breezes, or interest rates as low as 1.9%. $1,000 rebates on all 1998 full-size Ram Tough trucks, plus an additional $500 rebate to qualified Farm Bureau members. So hurry to Wyatt Arp Truck Center at 123 Bypass or Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Seguin at Highway 46 and 90, where we keep shooting down them high big city prices.
This is Singing Bob saying, hey,
I'm home.
Dad!
Guess whose ranch got a new air conditioner today?
Singing Bob! So when you go back, I could go too and ride his trusty horse Bullet?
Whoa, son. I won't be going back to Singing Bob's for a long, long time. Singing Bob bought a train.
I'm Valerie, service manager at BOE, your local train dealer. I'm Casey, the friendly voice you'll hear when you call BOE. You think South Texas summers are high. Wait till you see our prices. We'll cool you down for less.
Come in and experience the wonderland of gifts and collectibles at the Cascades Gift Shop in Seguin. Holiday shopping will be a cinch with the delightful array of Christmas ornaments and decorative ideas. Gifts of the world are on display at the Cascades. Be enchanted by the youthful display of the Snow Babies or tour through the frosty lands of fun-filled snow villages by Dickens, North Pole, or the original Snow Village by Department 56. The gift-giving possibilities are endless at the Cascades.
Rudy flush. Throws it down. Caught by Boston College. I don't believe it. It's a touchdown. Old school indeed. Tony Dungy says he likes Earl the Pearl. He likes Dr. J.
So do
He's
I.
old school, and Trent Dilfer has adopted the same philosophy, wearing Terry Bradshaw's face mask on his Buccaneer helmet.
And that's an old school.
Anthony to the 30. ESPN Sunday Night Football continues next week with a black and blue affair in the NFC Central. Curtis Enos and the Bears battle Barry Sanders and the Lions. Join Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, and me right after prime time at 8:15 Eastern. On the sideline, Herman Edwards talking to Lynch, who's on the right, injured, the Pro Bowl safety, and Vance, the young man who's filling in for him tonight. The Bucs now challenged, down by a point. Dilfer double clutches, complete to Emmanuel to the 46. Trent Dilfer, like all quarterbacks, would like to put up big numbers, but you eventually, at some point in your career, find out wins are more important. He says we've adopted a 70s philosophy in the 90s.
And that is going out and running the football, playing great run defense, and realizing that Mike Shula is going to give him limited opportunities, but he's going to have to capitalize them like he did on that play-action pass on 1st and 10.
Play action again. Dilfer with time and throws over Moore. The tight end was the intended target. In fact, this is basically the offense that you ran as a Washington Redskin. You didn't get that many opportunities to throw it downfield.
It has an awful lot of similarities. We talked about Mike Allstott being like John Riggins. Warwick Dunn, a lot like Joe Washington, a great third down elusive back, an explosive guy. Utilizing the tight ends. The one thing we did a little bit different with our offense is we tried to push the ball down the field a bit more than the Bucs do. And I still believe they've got to take some more shots with their wide receivers down the field.
2nd and 10. Dilfer under pressure. Throws it away. Nobody in the area. They saying he was out of the tackle box, and Dilfer clutching that left hamstring.
I'll tell you what, he is one tough cookie.
Isn't he?
I mean, yeah, and he's really, his mentality has gotten tougher. He's also gotten smarter, and I'm going to show you how much smarter he is. There's Steve Walsh, who's his backup. He realizes he's under a lot of pressure. He wants to go left. He feels the pressure inside, slides, knowing he can get it out there, still taking the shot and avoid the sack.
Evans and Cook sandwiched him. It's 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Pressured again. Steps up and rifles too high. Intended for Emmanuel, and Emmanuel was upended by Dorsett.
Broken up by Dorsett.
That front 4 putting some pressure on. There come the 4. There's Samari Roll. He's on Riddell Anthony. He's sliding over, nowhere to go. Bert Emanuel trying to walk around, move around inside Walker. He's got a chance to make a play. Trent just throws it a bit too high and way too hard.
The Bucs will have to punt it away. Derek Mason comes up on it to the 18-yard line, has it on the run. Mason across the 35, fighting for yardage. Ball came loose. No signal as yet. Trying to unpile them, and now they signal Oiler football. A return of 19 after a punt of 36. The Oilers have come from behind.
Mount McKinley, the unlikely backdrop for NFL expansion team hopefuls, the Anchorage Otters, who despite their unorthodox style have their sights set on the ultimate prize, Super Bowl 33. The Otters get their shot by playing Reach for the Sunday from Sunny Delight. You can too. Watch ESPN NFL Countdown for trivia questions and call in with answers you'll find on specially marked packages. Now anyone can win a trip to the Super Bowl, even an Otter.
Thursday night primetime, Joe Hamilton and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets come into a hostile environment in Death Valley.
Thursday game night at 7:30, followed by Georgia Tech versus Clemson at 8, Thursday on ESPN.
Here are the headlines around the NFL. The Broncos beat the Chargers today and become only the second defending Super Bowl champion to go 9-0. The 49ers did it before in 1990. 49ers and the Falcons both 7-2. They meet next week in Atlanta. That will be huge. The Jets defeat the Bills, and Vinny 6-0 as a Jet starting quarterback. Welcome back to Tampa, everybody. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann. Our colleague Paul McGuire couldn't be with us tonight, not feeling well. Paul, we expect you back in a hurry. Today, I couldn't have been happier for Brad Johnson to see him back in the Minnesota offense. He has been injury-plagued, and he came in, showed no signs of rust. Looked great.
I'll tell you a guy who's gotten rid of all the rust in a hurry is Vinny Testaverde.
Yes, he has.
He has stepped up and done a terrific job. Bill Parcells, when he got Vinny, said he reminded him of Jim Plunkett. He's a guy who came in, he has the opportunity to get the ball to the tight ends and made a whole lot of great throws today. And boy, did Keyshawn Johnson make some catches.
1st and 10 for the Oilers. McNair with a lot of time. Now he's flushed. Lost his balance. He'll gain about 9 as he gets out to the 47-yard line. Eric Vance covered him. Wayne Gretzky and some of his Ranger teammates taking in the ball game. They'll face the Lightning here tomorrow.
A great one.
Don't see any NBA players around, do you?
No, you don't. And I wish
they got plenty of free time.
Yeah, I wish those guys would get their act together.
Brad Hopkins down for the Oilers. One of their most important linemen just got a big 5-year contract extension in '97. And he's really helped them solidify the left side of that line with Hopkins, Matthews, and Stepnoski. It's no wonder they are a predominantly left-handed team in a predominantly right-handed game.
He's number 72. You're going to see him up top the screen. He's pass protecting. He just tries to lean forward. It looks like something just gives out on him.
Well, it did. It looked like he just lost contact and the leg came right out. Scott Sanderson, his replacement, already on the field, a second-year tackle from Washington State. Coming up after our game is Sports Center. Dan Patrick and Kenny Mayne are there. They'll update you on the Vikings quarterback injuries, as Randall Cunningham was hurt early in the ballgame. Our NASCAR finale, our conversation with Bill Cowher, and that's all followed by NFL primetime.
If you talk about big games, they certainly have one tomorrow night against the Packers.
Don't they ever? Eddie George has made the difference in the second half. He came into this contest with 4 straight 100-yard games, 5 on the season. And George has made the big plays here in the second half to take them from 16-3 down to up 17-16. Guy is 240 pounds and can still run away from people.
You take a look at the directions that they've run in. They've run twice to the left for 6 yards, 108 yards up the middle, and a lot of those 14 carries actually start to the left and just 3 out to the right side. He has a very similar running style to Robert Smith, I think, with the Minnesota Vikings. Both very long striders and extremely powerful for guys that take such great strides.
He's gained 65 yards here in the third quarter, has 115 for the game. That's 5 straight 100-yard rushing jobs for Eddie George, the former Heisman winner out of Ohio State. And we just got the message, and what a crushing thing this is for Brad Johnson. He has been diagnosed with a broken thumb on his passing hand after coming back and being able to play. And they are uncertain whether he will be able to play. We don't know the extent of the break.
Which then again makes you wonder just how severe Randall Cunningham's ankle is going to be, and can he get through it?
And Hopkins limping off the field. The Oilers have owned the second half. They're up 17-16. They have the ball 2nd and 1 at their own 47. And George has a first down as he crosses our ESPN 1st and 10 line to the 49.
First down, Tennessee.
And you can really feel the momentum shifting as you see Hopkins back on the sideline.
Tampa Bay has got to go back to what they did defensively in the first quarter. They've got to be aggressive up front, and they've got to get people up around the line of scrimmage. And Eric Vance, if he has a chance to make a play, has got to make some tackles.
George drilled this time as everybody was waiting for him. Nickerson ended up in the middle, and Warren Sapp and Eddie George yapping at each other. As Warren has a tendency to do.
He'll yap to anybody. Watch him work down the line of scrimmage. He comes into the block of Lehman, and then he just slides down to make the play on Eddie George.
Sapp, after that slow start, really coming on when they need him here in the second half of the season. 2nd and 11. McNair forced out of the pocket again. Wycheck. Mincing wasn't looking back at the ball, and Wycheck simply reached up over him and made the grab.
Frank Wycheck is one of these guys who just doesn't get recognized as a Pro Bowl type tight end, but he certainly is. He has the ability to catch and make plays in an offense. As you said, Mike, he's led them before, but McNair's legs are what make a difference here. Look at how strong he is. He switches the ball, he loads, he reloads. Now look at this throw. He knows Mincy isn't looking, but he throws it up and lets Wycheck make the play for him.
Another first down for the Oilers. 2:41 to go, 3rd quarter. They're on the march again. Back to Eddie George. Culpepper slows him up and then got plenty of help.
Tackled by number 77, Brad Culpepper.
Here's why Warren Sapp likes to woof it up on the field.
If I have a thought or, something to share with you on the football field, I don't care who you are. I mean, you just happen to be there, you're going to get it. I can't help it. I really can't. I guess it's, I get it from my mother a little bit. My mother's one of those people that will just tell you exactly what she's thinking, and I will too, and I can't help it, too. I really can't help it. I mean, I'm just out there having fun.
What a wonderful personality, what a great laugh, and what a terrific player. Draw play to George. Nickerson is right there, got help from Rondé Barber.
I'll tell you something, Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator, deserves a lot of credit there. He called a corner blitz that time. They felt that they were going to surround Eddie George. They weren't going to give him a crease to go to, but they were going to bring people from the outside and force him into a funnel. It's a good call by a coordinator. Here comes the blitz outside. There they come. There's a linebacker just surrounding him. They give him absolutely nowhere to go. Nickerson inside. Gooch outside. Here comes Vance finishing it off.
Eddie George has lost yardage on his last 3 carries as that Bucs defense starting to swarm. It's now 3rd and 17, and the Oilers want a timeout to talk about it. Brad Hopkins, we are told, has a sprained hip. He is being taken in for x-rays. This is a critical game for both of these ball clubs. First, the AFC Central. Jacksonville continues on top. Tennessee could actually pull into a second-place tie with a win tonight, and a brutal schedule facing them after this. The Bucs trying to stay within hailing distance of Green Bay. They need a win to go 5-4. And this is the half of the season, the final 8 games, where you're just trying to position yourself for the playoffs.
And Tony Dungy calls these the money months. November and December is when you have to win. The early part of the year, you position yourself. This is the second half of the season where you go out and make the money.
3rd and 17. McNair in the flat to Mason. Well shy of a first down. Cut down by Kelly.
Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator of the Oilers, just decided, okay, I'm not going to force it. My defense is playing well. Let's take a shot at the field goal, and we'll keep this game close. That's
Al
a good
Del
call.
Greco, it sure is. there goes Hopkins to the locker room to be x-rayed. Del Greco will try from 41. He's already hit from 45 and is 19 out of 21 this year, having a brilliant season. Hooked it wide. So it's still a 1-point ball game. And, Joe, it was that aggressive defense that pushed them back 7 yards and made it a longer drive.
That's exactly the mental approach that Tampa had to take on defense. They had to say, we've got to get some people through the line in the backfield. As long as the Oilers' offensive line was able to keep and control them and push them, there wasn't going to be any penetration. Eddie George could pick and choose where he wanted to go.
For up-to-date scores, stats, and analysis on all of the action in the NFL, log on to ESPN.com and log on to NFL.com for this week's spotlight on Pittsburgh quarterback Cordell Stewart, whose Steelers battle the Packers tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. The Bucs back to action. Jacquez Green. And no loose ball. He was down at the 32.
Boy, Jeff Fisher's defense was ready for that.
Del Greco hoping for another shot after the miss that could have had his club up by 4. That is the end of the third quarter. From Tampa Bay, it's the Oilers 17, the Bucs 16.
On weekends, the game comes alive. And after days of constant training and careful preparation, these weekend warriors are now ready for what lies ahead. A 48-hour carnival of contact that will challenge the mind, body, and soul forever. Introducing AT&T 5-cent weekends. 5 cents a minute, anytime, anywhere. Let the calls begin.
It is.
As you get closer, your eyes get wider. Your heart beats faster. Your determination grows strong. This is not going to beat you. Oh, it's loud, and it's dirty, and yeah, it's big. But so are your plans. Hey, John boy, you ain't in Kansas anymore. From here on in, every day's going to be a test. Those who pass deserve a great beer. Sam Adams is what's inside.
These are the teams that are going to have the toughest road in the final half of the season. You see Tennessee, number 3, their opponents, with a 60.9 winning percentage. And if they hope to get in the playoffs, this game tonight is critical. What Jeff Fisher's defense has done is shut down the running game in the second half. The Bucs have gained only a yard, and that's what they do. Run the ball. Warwick Dunn crunched as he got to the 36. Eddie Robinson led the charge defensively.
Mike, we've talked about Trent Dilfer having to make plays. This is one of those critical third downs where you have to keep a drive going. You have to try and put yourself in a position to be able to take some shots down the field and get some points on the board. This is what this offense is geared to. Run, let your quarterback convert.
Total yards, the second half, totally dominated by the Tennessee Oilers. 4 wide receiver set for Dilfer. And Emmanuel has it go off his fingertips.
All you can do is throw it. Lewis comes up and challenges Emmanuel. He's in his face. It's a good move. He freezes. He gets on top. Right now he's on top. Got to be a catchable ball.
Dilfer so sure he had the big play. Instead, they have to punt. Barnhart gets it out of there. Mason can't do anything with it as Shelton Quarles quickly downfield holds into a return of 3 yards. 14:04 to go in a 1-point game.
Man, what kind of jeans are those?
New Lee dungarees. Buddy Lee
testing. Can't bust them.
You see a business deal. At Sprint, we see data. Data that lays the groundwork, that allows people to collaborate. It's the sharing of information that helps build business. And with Sprint Ion, our integrated on-demand network, we'll soon be linked together with even greater ease, flexibility, and power. Because business runs on data, and data runs on Sprint.
I left my heart, and that's my song. And I've sung for kings and queens and 7 American presidents. It's wonderful to have everybody recognize you. Will shine for me.
Beautiful, Mr. Bennett. But if you're going to write a check for these CDs, I still need to see some ID.
Use the Visa card that automatically deducts from your checking account at the millions of places Visa's accepted.
I left my ID in
San Francisco. The Visa check card. Works like a check, only better.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. By Sprint for all the ways you communicate. By Lee Dungarees, can't bust them. And by Rogaine Extra Strength for men. There were some incredible finishes all over the NFL. It looks like we're in for one here at Tampa Bay. Warren Sapp and the Bucs defense trying to dig in. And here comes Eddie George. George dragging a tackler with him. That's Culpepper up to the 37. Let's go to Solomon Wilcott. Solomon.
Yeah, Mike, earlier Joe talked about the challenges facing Buccaneers strong safety Eric Vance. One of the most underrated fundamentals on the defensive side of the ball is tackling. Because Vance is the 8th man at the line of scrimmage, it is important that he makes the tackle every time in one-on-one situations. My old coach once said that tackling requires 2 things. First, you have to have sound technique, and then you have to have the determination to get the ball carrier on the ground. It's going to show here in the 4th quarter, Mike.
Boy, it sure is. And Eddie George with another carry across the 40. Before that run, he had rushed for 117 yards in 20 tries. This guy is a real warrior.
Mike, I think they're going to be a little bit short this time. Do I get a chance? Like, I'm 0 for 1. I get a chance to go to 500?
No, you get 1 shot a game. You already blew it.
I think he's a little short with this one. Yep. Okay, back to even.
No.
I like that.
1 shot a game.
You got to give a guy a chance. Come on. If Paul was here, he'd give me a chance.
No, it would have been Paul's turn.
Well, I took Paul's place. No, I could never do that.
Tony Dungy is one of the best handlers of people in the coaching ranks, pro, college, anywhere else. He understands people, has a very wonderful manner with them. And his players love him. Warren Sapp said he'd take a bullet for him. He wouldn't die for him. We're not that tight yet, but he'd take a bullet. McNair, quarterback keeper. And that's a good play when your quarterback's around 230.
Great job by the guards and the center. Bruce Matthews, Jason Lehman, and Mark Stepnowski, who's not real big. Stepnowski's one of the smallest centers in the league at 265, but he does such a great job of position blocking. Here comes number 74. Just comes down. Knocks Brooks, Stepnowski, and everybody forward.
Matthews, the future Hall of Famer, 10 times in the Pro Bowl at 3 different positions. Eddie George almost looked like a busted play, and Eddie George still gets a yard out of it. Nickerson and Brooks were right there.
You know how you can tell a busted play? It's when the running back has the ball, okay, and there are 5 red shirts around them and no linemen to be seen. That's when you get an indication. And you're absolutely right, Mike.
2nd and 9. Takes the draw. Then throws to George, and he can't hold it. Hardy Nickerson was right there with him. And the Bucs in the last 2 defensive series have really picked up the intensity.
They've done what they've had to do. They're giving the ball back to their offense. Now you got a key third down. You're going to have 3rd and 8. Now this is not a situation where Tennessee really likes to be because they want to run the football. But the big key here is you have to contain Steve McNair. You have to take into account that he can pick up the first down with his legs.
He's rushed for nearly 200 yards this year. 3rd and 9. Comes the blitz. McNair runs away from it. And is tackled at midfield well short of the first down. Gooch was the guy who drove him out of bounds. And even though McNair made it happen with his legs, the Bucs were ready for it.
Well, if you bring enough people and you get them flushed, the speed of their linebackers will allow you to run him down short of the first down. It's the second time their defense has done the job. Now it's up to the offense to try and put something together.
Jaquez Green waits at the 10 for Hentwick's punt. He's done a great job keeping it away from him when they've had the kick. Sky high. And downed at the 1. What a play by Anthony Dorsett. Got under the ball and made the catch at the 1-yard line after a 50-yard punt. You can't execute it any better than that.
Quality vehicles, quality award-winning service, a caring attitude, and family ownership that goes back 70 years. That's what you have going for you when you deal with Becker Motor Company. Let's face it, when you've been in the auto business for 70 years, you must be doing something right. As the oldest Dodge dealer in Texas, Becker has a tradition of offering better deals on their new and pre-owned vehicles. A visit to Becker is a pleasant experience. Come see for yourself.
I'm Arno Becker. Let us make you a better Becker deal.
It's been said that friends show their love in times of trouble, not happiness. A friend is someone to turn to, someone to trust, someone to count on no matter what the situation. Here at Getz Funeral Home, we understand people in their moments of greatest need. We're your neighbors, we're your friends, and we're always here for you. Getz Funeral Home, caring and serving the greater Seguin area yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Getz Funeral Home, we know our responsibility is to you.
Wireless rates are now as low as a nickel a minute. Why pay a dime a minute or more when you can talk on a new digital phone for only 5 cents a minute with AT&T wireless services? You're not restricted to the house or office. You can talk while in the car or on the go. And that includes long-distance calls in Texas. Whether it's for work or play, you can't afford to be without a digital phone. For the most coverage and best value, choose AT&T Wireless Services quality and Kraft Mobiltel's experience. Get your new digital phone at Kraft Mobiltel today. It's a limited time offer. You can't afford to wait.
We write virtually all our own stuff.
Jack, which sounds better? Good or good?
The second one?
Yeah, good, thanks.
These overhead shots provided by the Southwest Airlines Aerial Cam, high above beautiful Raymond James Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football. Tampa in this half has had 3 drives. They've only held it 10 plays and picked up only 23 yards. Dilfer. Bowden intercepted. Touchdown, Joe Bowden. Holy cow. Joe Bowden, who never played middle linebacker before this year, standing at the 1-yard line, snatched it out of the air. And he's not letting go of that football.
It is so hard sometimes to be able to complete passes. You run play action, so the linebackers are so close, you just have no opportunity to be able to create some space to throw the ball down the field. We talked about it earlier. You keep dumping off. You got to stretch the defense out a little bit.
That is a whale of an interception. Del Greco for the point after. And now it's an 8-point lead.
Joe Bowden showing some great hands. There he is right in the middle. Watch this. Play action is going to come this way. He's going to slide, makes the touchdown, winds up with the TD. Just focusing, comes in. There it is, right there, looking. Trent wants to go to Riddell Anthony.
You know how hard Dilfer throws the football. He's only 8 yards away from him. That's an incredible catch.
It really is. He bats it up in the air with the one hand and makes a play on it. There's Jeff Fisher. He's got his guys rocking and rolling. Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator.
And when you hang your hat on running the football and defense, at some point in the season, the defense has to make plays like that for you.
But you have to be able to throw the football, and you have to be a balanced team. And a balanced team means we run the ball and have the ability to win throwing the ball. That's something Tampa Bay needs to work on.
And Dilfer hasn't hit anything in the second half. Only 1 out of 7, 16 yards and a pick. He nearly had the one big play to Bert Emanuel, but it was just overthrown. Riddell Anthony waits on the kick. Hendricks got all of that one, and Anthony, 8 yards deep, will bring it out. Crosses the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Anthony on the return.
ESPN2's college football lineup for this Saturday at noon. Northwestern takes on Penn State. At 5, Florida State and Wake Forest. And at 8, a Big East matchup between Virginia Tech and Syracuse.
Michael, you talk about Tennessee's defense taking Tampa Bay out of what they want to do on offense. The last carry that Mike Allstott had was it when there was 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. He has been a non-factor in the second half of this game.
A guy who gained 128 yards a week ago in that big upset of Minnesota. There's Allstott, right on cue. And Allstott to the 27.
This is a must first down situation for the Bucs. They have to get a first down here in the beginning of this drive. They can't go 3 and out and put their defense right back on the field because it is going to get a ton of Eddie George.
Allstott is the tailback. Lorenzo Neal, his blocking back. Allstott moves the pile across the 30, needs to make the 31. As you see that ESPN gold 1st and 10 line at the 31. Of course, this game figured to be won or lost on the ground. Eddie George with 121 yards. Dunn and Allstott, the two-headed tailback, have combined for 72. Allstott on 3rd and short. Very close.
He got over the yellow line. No question. Room to spare.
You're right. Got the mark to the half-yard line. There is the first down.
Lorenzo Neal has become the key lead blocker, number 41, going right into the middle of the defense. Good job. Just a good job of taking on the linebacker, making it happen. Brian Wortham.
1st and 10, just outside the 31. Play action. Dilfer. The out complete to Riddell Anthony. Caught it in front of Denard Walker, a gain of 18.
First down, Buccaneers.
This is a case where you run some play action and you let the receiver get down the field 15 yards where linebackers aren't in the way. You make the fake to Allstott, you come back. Now the linebackers are a non-factor. You can put the ball up in the air a little bit, get it over people, and let your receivers work a little bit.
Allstott. Hit hard that time by Lonnie Martz. Back to that last catch by Anthony. Trent Dilfer talked to his receivers, particularly Anthony, and said, don't worry about the mistakes anymore. Go out and make plays, have fun, forget the mistakes.
He meets with the receivers every Wednesday. They reinforce the things that the coaches want. And last week before the Minnesota game, he really sat and drove 1 point home to him. He said, guys, relax. And that goes for me too. But you just have to go out and relax. Let's think about making plays instead of worrying about not making them.
2nd and 7. Dunn in motion. Pressure on Dilfer. Anthony makes the catch at the 36, first down. The Bucs are doing it when they have to.
Trent Dilfer doing a good job of hanging tough in the pocket. Looks like Terry Bradshaw hanging in the middle there. Makes the big throw right in the gut of the defense.
Well, people forget how courageous he is, how durable he is. Second only to Brett Favre in terms of consecutive starts. Emmanuel couldn't hold it. That ball hit him right in the chest. Darrell Lewis got there in a hurry, but he should have had that one.
Bert Emanuel tries to jump and make the play on this one. And I'm not a big believer in receivers leaving their feet to go after the ball. There's no reason to jump. He turns, come back to the ball. Don't sit and wait. What are you jumping for? You want to jump so it hits you in the chest? I mean, that's a bad decision by a very veteran receiver.
And right through his hands, into his chest, and down. 6:54 to go in the game. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. All stop. No more than the 35, maybe the 34, gain of 2.
Mike, we talked about the speed of Tampa Bay's linebackers. The same thing applies to the flow and the athletic ability of the linebackers for the Oilers. Martz, Bowden, Robinson, they can all run very well. Baron Wortham, another one who can run.
Jeff Fisher hangs his hat on defense. That's how he came up as a coordinator. Huge play here, 3rd and 8. Here comes the blitz. Good protection for Dilfer, and he throws complete for the first down at the 23-yard line. Excellent protection by the offensive line, and he got it to Jaquez Freed.
This is an offensive line that talks about pride themselves on pass protection, on run blocking, but they did it that time on pass protection. Talk about tight ends making plays. Dave Moore, number 83. Watch the job he does. He's in the backfield. He picks up the blitz of the linebacker outside. In that case, it was Steve Jackson, the defensive back. Good job by Jaquez Green getting down on the ball.
10th play of the drive. It's the longest drive of the night for the Bucs. Warwick Dunn. Stop shy of the 20. Kenny Holmes had the jersey and wouldn't let go, along with Josh Evans.
When you talk to the offensive players of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they talk about one thing. They talk about being in a rhythm. Rhythm comes from being able to run the football consistently, converting first downs. Mike Shula now has got his team in a rhythm. Run some, pick up the first down. Run some more, pick up the first down.
If they face a 4th down, remember a week ago when Tony Dungy went for it on 4th and long down here in May twice. Dunn in motion. Dilfer over the middle, incomplete, trying to hit his tight end Moore. There's a flag down. Check it, no marker.
I'd have to think what's going through Tony Dungy's mind right now. No matter how many yards we pick up on 3rd down, it's the point you just made, Mike. They're going to have to go in on 4th down with 4:37 left in the ballgame.
It's not a quick strike offense. No. They have to score on drives like this. And we're already down to 4:37. Complete to the 10. That's a first down, a strike to Riddell Anthony. That was a good throw.
The terrific throw is a great catch because this ball's coming out in a heartbeat. Anthony does a nice job of going through the void. They really don't have anybody on him. You see him come off scot-free. They're in a zone. So Mary Roll just backs away. Dilfer rockets this thing in. He just can't believe it.
First and goal for the Bucs. Play action. And Dilfer makes the smart play, just throws it away.
Well, but you could see temptation all over him that time. That was a good job. If nobody's there, you're at a critical time of the game when you know you need a touchdown. You throw it away, you come back. You're definitely in 4-down territory now.
Well, that's his maturation as a quarterback. A couple of years ago, he might not have done that. He might have thrown it back across his body.
I just don't believe you go for a field goal down here, Mike, because there's only 3:39 left. Eddie George has been pounding away.
And you still need the touchdown if you get the field goal.
You're 8 points down. You still need the touchdown.
Dilfer over the middle. Touchdown, Anthony! Dilfer hung in the pocket and hung and saw his man and got it there.
Patience in the pocket by Trent Dilfer, but what a great job by this offensive line. You know that the pressure is coming, but the job's not done yet. You still got to try and go for two. Look at Dilfer set. Looks to his left. Looks to his right. What a job by that offensive line. And then just out of his vision, Anthony keeps working. Riddell Anthony keeps working. A little stop and start. He gets by Steve Jackson.
Now they'll go for two and the tie.
I think we've got to keep trying to work the ball to Anthony, Mike. Either that or get the ball in Warwick Dunn's hand one-on-one.
They spread the field. Here's the fade. Incomplete, intended for Emmanuel. Well covered by Lewis. The Bucs still have all 3 timeouts, and they have closed to within 2 points.
How to speak Australian. Witness Protection Program. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Need brakes? Come to Midas for a break on brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. You'll get our standard brake service and our lifetime guarantee. Midas is $69.95 brakes. It's worth stopping for.
You change your oil every 3,000 miles, right? You don't, do you? You push it. Now you're so busy you try to squeeze another 1,000 miles out of your oil. Well, squeeze this. Mr. Do-It-Yourself when you have the time. Reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. Anybody say insurance? It's been tested. And unlike that lazy uncle nobody really likes to talk about, it works. Quaker State. Sensible technology.
Buy a case of Quaker State and save big on these leading car care products at participating retailers.
If you could play anywhere in the U.S. for free, where would you go? Sandy beaches or powder slopes? The Big Apple or the Big Easy? 1-800-COLLECT is giving away 50 pairs of airline tickets, a pair a day for 50 days. Just complete a 1-800-COLLECT call and you're automatically entered for a chance to win. And there's a new winner for every day. The more 1-800-COLLECT calls you make, the more chances you have to win. Free airline tickets from 1-800-COLLECT. The easy way to stay in touch and save.
So get ready for ESPN Sunday Night Football. This week, Curtis Conway and the Monsters of the Midway will look to declaw division foes Barry Sanders and the Lions. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins at 8:15.
Now that sounds exciting.
These overhead shots provided by the Southwest Airlines aerial cam high above Raymond James Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football. Great night to fly, great night for a ball game, and it's been a beauty. The Oilers by 2. They'll get the ball back with 3:32 to go in the game. Mike Archie waits on the kick from the 7. And taken out at the 16 by Rondé Barber. with Eddie George will try to work on the clock. The Bucs need to get it back.
It's the truck event of the season with a huge overstock selection for the best inventory of the year. Your Texas Ford dealer offers the first ever truck season. It's the best time to buy a new Ford truck, like a new four-door F-150 Super Cab, or get a 98 F-150 with low 1.9% financing, which can save you over $2,600 over 36 months.
I'm crazy about National Ford Truck Season.
See your Texas Ford dealer today, home of the #1 selling cars and trucks in Texas.
It's Rent Town in Seguin, where you have the choice of 12 months rent to own.
And that means big savings for you.
Plus, there's no down payment, no credit check, and free delivery.
Rent Town has the largest selection with over 3,800 square feet of quality brand name furniture, appliances, TVs, VCRs, and stereos.
So hurry in and save now at Rent Town, the home of 12 months rent to own. 410 East Court in Seguin.
Te habla español.
At Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, the time to buy just got better. $2,000 rebates on 98 Neons, $1,500 rebates on 98 Stratus, Sierras, and Breezes, or interest rates as low as 1.9%. $1,000 rebates on all 1998 full-size Ram Tough trucks, plus an additional $500 rebate to qualified Farm Bureau members. So hurry to Wyatt Arp Truck Center at 123 Bypass or Wyatt Arp Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Seguin at Highway 46 and 90, where we keep shooting down them high big city prices.
Warren Sapp says he's ready. So does Hardy Nickerson. The Bucs have to get the football back for 66,000 home folks to have a chance to go home happy, and they're going to get a faithful Eddie George. His last 7 carries, he's gained only 6 yards. Dragging tackles this time to the 24. And, Joe, I know the feeling you get as a quarterback in this situation. You'd love that play action.
I think play action at some point here would be a good opportunity, but as long as you can run Eddie George up the middle right behind Bruce Matthews, you see Matthews driving off, and Sanderson, they double-team Warren Sapp. Take the heart of the defense, double-team it, and let other people try and make plays.
Bruce Matthews says his greatest motivator is fear. He can't stand to make mistakes. Hasn't made many in 16 seasons. Second and 2, Eddie George. Appears to be just shy, depending on the mark. Tyoka Jackson made the stop. It'll be 3rd and short. Are we going to measure? Yes. No, Tampa has taken the timeout. Their first of 3.
Right behind Matthews on Culpepper. There they go. What a good job of firing off by the offensive line.
Bruce Matthews, his contract is up at the end of this year. He doesn't know how much longer he'll play. But when you watch him, you just can't imagine he wouldn't come back. He is still playing at a Pro Bowl level.
Truly one of the all-time great offensive linemen in professional football. He's gone to the Pro Bowl, 3 different positions consistently. It's not like, oh, by the way, let's go as a center 1 year. It's like, well, let's go 4 years, and let's go 3 as a tackle and 3 as a guard. No matter where they put him, he plays at a Pro Bowl level.
And at the other 2 positions he didn't make the Pro Bowl, he was the first alternate in the voting. 3rd and short. Eddie George. Across the ESPN 1st and 10 line, it will be a first down. And now Tampa will take its 2nd timeout. They'll have 1 more opportunity to stop the clock and the 2-minute warning to stop it.
Timeout. Tampa Bay.
The NFL's best pregame show, Sunday NFL Countdown, every week at 11 a.m. Eastern. Join Chris Berman and the faculty of Bristol University for the only 2-hour pregame show in football. Then at 7:30, all the highlights on prime time. Look at him go.
Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator of the Oilers, can choose two things. He can continue to pound Eddie George, but right now, Tampa Bay is committing their safeties up around the line of scrimmage, and their two young corners, Brian Kelly and Rondé Barber, are off 10 yards of the wide receivers. The hitches are really gimmies. They are back a long way, and you've got to put Vance and Mincy up close.
Eddie George, 25 carries for 132. Runs into a stone wall and drags the pile forward to the 29. There's the third and last Buccaneer timeout. With 2:14 to go in the half, the clock will stop after second down, assuming they don't throw it, at the 2-minute warning.
To give you an idea how far these corners are off. There, look at the room. There's the corner. Look at all this space out here that they have a chance to throw hitches if they so choose. But they want to still pound Eddie George. Now keep in mind, Tampa Bay will in essence get the fourth timeout that they need when the 2-minute warning starts.
But that still leaves the clock to run if they keep the ball on the ground after third down.
Right. But it can only run, you're still going to wind up maybe back with over a minute, and you only need a field goal.
They have not won a game after trailing by 13 or more points since 1987. Eddie George. That was when they beat the Raiders under Mike Shanahan. That's going back a while. We have reached the 2-minute warning at Raymond James Stadium. A 24-22 game hangs in the balance.
9 programs, $27. 5 hot dogs, 6 pennants, $45. 1 big puffy hand, $6. Their first big league ball game, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, the card at the heart of Major League Baseball.
This is Mr. Taylor's room. Have you seen this guy? No. All business. I mean, he gets faxes all the time. Never loosens his tie. But, I mean, that's how you make it to the top, Walter. You got to work, you know? But he's in there right now making a deal.
50-yard line! I got the tickets. I'm going to the game. Is that for me? 50-50.
Okay, Mr. Shapiro, 216.
It's not TV, it's HBO.
I'll see you! I'll see you! I'll see you! I'll see you! Come on! Stop it off! Stop it off!
Later on SportsCenter, the NFL Blitz tackles the log jam atop the AFC East. Emmett reaches another Cowboy milestone in the Sunday chat with Bill Cowher. SportsCenter after the game.
Jeff Fisher and Tony Dungy both know how crucial this game is to their playoff chances. The loser falls to 4 and 5. McNair gets away. Runs for the first down and more. Steve McNair to the 10. Touchdown. 71 yards by the fourth-year quarterback, and he wasn't about to stop for anybody.
That was the thing you concern yourself with regarding him, but Toyoka Jackson has a shot. He is in perfect position to tackle Steve McNair. McNair makes a miss, and the rest is history. Unbelievable.
Boy, for a big guy, he can run, can't he?
He's also gotten lighter. He's lost about 10 pounds. We sat with him yesterday. He looked a lot thinner, a lot quicker.
And right now, he looks very happy. This makes it a 2-score game. The point after, 31-22.
You run Eddie George, you try and get the defense going that way, and then you bootleg with McNair. But hey, your defensive end stays home. Jackson just had a shot at him. Now everybody else has a shot at him. With so many people up around the line of scrimmage trying to stop Eddie George, McNair throws it into second gear when Brian Kelly tries to get close. Now watch Toyoka. 97 is right there. But you just don't appreciate how strong Steve McNair is till he runs through a whole bunch of tacklers.
It's one of the reasons he was the only player in NCAA history with more than 16,000 yards in total offense. He could run.
He's had a 40-yarder and a 71-yarder so far this year.
And Warren Sapp is just crushed. Jeff Fisher enjoyed every foot of those 71 yards, and so did Eddie George.
When you can pound a workhorse, everybody gets focused on it. You got to go someplace else, and they did.
This would be such a huge win for them and take their road record to 4-1. Liddell Anthony trying to get outside and camp, and again Dorsett down on special teams with another big play. Of course, you would expect these guys to do well on the road. They really haven't had a home in 3 years.
They've been a road team for 3 years. And they're really settled in. You mentioned him, Mike. Jeff Fisher's done a great job of keeping them focused. And Steve McNair, in my opinion, in the 4 years that he's been in this league, has grown more than any quarterback. You look at the struggles and the trials, tribulations of Manning and Leaf. He was thankful that he sat a year, had an opportunity to learn and grow.
And that was Steve Fisher's decision. He deserves all the credit in the world. That was Coach Fisher's decision. He deserves all the credit for that. Dilfer throws too high for Riddell Anthony. And that's a very difficult thing to do, to draft a quarterback number 1 and say, we're going to do it the way we think is right. We're going to sit him for 2 years. He didn't start till the beginning of last season, and it's really paid off.
It really, Jeff Fisher, they sat him for a year and 12 games before they really gave him a chance to get out and play, after he had a lot more knowledge. Probably talking to Les Steckel upstairs, and he's saying, hey, kid, what a great, there it is. There they are on the phone. Just tell him how great a job he did.
Dilfer with no timeouts needs 2 scores. Anthony with a short catch gets out of bounds with 1:23 to go in the game. And this will be a bitter pill for Tampa Bay to swallow after knocking off the Minnesota Vikings last week.
That's Toyoka Jackson. He is going to be absolutely sick, as is Tony Dungy. When you call a defense, everybody does their job, and he just got beat one-on-one by Steve McNair.
3rd and 5 for the Bucks. Their only hope is to score and get it back in an onside kick. Warwick Dunn underneath. Nowhere. It will be 4th down. Walker and Martz made the tackle.
Of course, the problem with that is they don't have any timeouts to be able to do anything with the clock.
Approaching the 1-minute mark. Dilfer throws to the sideline, and Moore had his foot out of bounds. Down on his knees and made the catch, but while he was on his knees, had a foot out of bounds. They will turn it over on downs.
Dilfer's stepping up in the pocket. Take a look at his... There's his foot.
Oh, I don't know.
Boy, Toyoka's still just sick.
The rush defense had been so good, 3rd in the NFL. Tonight they were ripped for 238. A big chunk of that, the last 71 by McNair.
When we talked to Tony Dungy and we talked to Jeff Fisher, we heard the same exact explanation how they thought tonight's game would go. Whoever can control the running game and do what they want to do will probably wind up on top. And that's exactly what Jeff Fisher's Oilers did.
Now, what is going to be the most ridiculous part of the assessment of this game?
They'll blame Trent Dilfer.
Well, they will blame also a predictable Tampa Bay offense for losing this game when it's the exact same offense that won it for the Tennessee Oilers.
I mean, you could say that the Tennessee Oilers offense is predictable as well.
But it works, and so does Tampa Bay's.
You know, you go back to little plays in a game. For example, Anthony Dorsett downing the ball on the 1-yard line, followed by the interception by Bowden for the touchdown, is what really created the opportunity for the Oilers.
Tony Dungy loses a tough one. Jeff Fisher with a huge win on the road as McNair scrambles for 71 yards and a touchdown.
The final score, the Tennessee Oilers 31.
Our final score, the Oilers 31, the Bucks 22. Coming up next, Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Kenny Mayne with a complete wrap-up of the day in sports. For Joe Theismann, Sullivan Wilcox, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Tampa. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.